time anymore.
Pull yourself together, Luis. Make more. You know how, just do it.
Yes, it is possible. The ingredients are all here, in the castle.
Oh, no.
Yes, I need time, but I can still get you your amber.
All right, then. Let's go.
We can go back.
What is the amber? The amber has the Las Plagas in it. It has basically a preserved Las Plagas inside. So that amber would basically be the perfect specimen for whoever wants to duplicate or study the Las Plagas parasite. So that's why you're doing it, because actually Ada's working for Wesker, and Umbrella wants Las Plagas to be part of their biological weapons. So that's what you're here for. Okay.
Hey, who are you working for anyway?
You're better off not knowing. Trust me.
Well, you can work for the devil for all I care. As long as you get me out of here.
What's the difference between Las Plagas and the Metamycete? The Metamycete is a weird, never really explained mold creature that turns you into mold, yet somehow you're still sentient and can reform yourself and regenerate. The Las Plagas turns you into these weird, you know, genetic mutations that have these tentacles and bug things coming out of you. So it's kind of it's a different premise to the same thing. Does it give you more strength? Does it essentially make you kind of immortal? Yes. But it's definitely a different take on it.
Shit. I must have dropped it.
What's this? It's just a way to jump back down? Why would I want to do that? Oh! Because there's a secret treasure here. Look. I got a gold bar just by searching. Well, that was cool. That's the treasure that was in the tower. Nice. So the original virus was the T virus, and that was the zombie virus. That would turn you into a zombie. Then there was the Plagas, and that turns you into these bug mutation things. And then there's the Metamycete, and that turns you into a mold monster. Or other mutation, because we saw Metamycete actually turn people into vampires and shit too. So it's a little different. It doesn't really make sense, honestly. Just being honest. Okay.
Okay. Won't be my finest effort. But it might just work. Ada, find these ingredients. Just maybe I can make a new batch of medicine.
Just maybe.
Time's not our friend. You go. Find them, and I will go grab the amber. Wish me luck.
That's right. There's also the Ouroboros. That's another one. So there's technically there's 4. Well, there's more than the T virus, because then later on it's a different virus, right? So there's multiple versions of the T virus that mutate, but then there's also 3 other biological weapons over the course of the series. Yes. Very weird, huh?
Very weird, huh?
Anyway. Red
Anyway.
ink, bindery, gold bottle,
Welcome,
treasure
guys.
room, blue butterfly collection room.
Welcome, welcome,
Minerals
welcome.
in the ink, the yeast in the bottle, the substance in the scales of the butterfly wings. Each of these has the special
How you guys
properties
doing?
we require to make the suppressant. If I extract the ingredients and mix
Watching
them with
the
the chemicals
snooze
I have on
fest
hand,
while you
that
guys
should
are
do.
waiting.
This is where we part.
Jeez.
Good luck.
Let time go, that's right. Hey,
So, we
okay,
went that way,
so
we're going to, yeah.
well, get rid of this. Today we're gonna be continuing the Hateful Truth. Yes. So we ended on episode 7 last time, part 3. Yo, Seti Moose, what's up? What's up? Matt S, Lackey Bracky, Johan Nordstrom, Fizzlegig, Trunk SX, Paco, Yago, Vac 412, Intelligent Counterspell. What's up, guys? Ottawa's lack of asset. What did Ottawa do? What did the Senators do? Oh no. Anyways, yeah, so we're gonna continue with this. We didn't get too far last time, so we're just.
What is going on?
Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Okay, so this one is called The Hateful Truth, DNF, and the Media Shit Show. So I actually don't know what this is. I don't know what he's referring to. Can't say that anymore. Just gonna be listening. Hey, that's fine, man. That's fine. We're just chilling. So again, in case you didn't watch part 1, we're here watching this old review series that DSP did, where he actually put effort, some kind of effort into videos. And this is from 2011, and with us today, we have a special guest. It's Doodette!
I'm everybody.
Yeah, she's here. Hey, what's up? So, yeah, she hasn't seen this either. We're gonna keep watching this, and 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Everyone, DSP here, and I am proud to announce that I've just
Lay Garfield, what's
completed
up?
the single-player campaign of Duke Nukem Forever.
Campaign?
I was gonna say that.
What is going on, everyone? DSP here, and I am proud to announce that I've just completed the single-player campaign of Duke Nukem Forever. And now that I have played the entire game
with the nice hair.
and sat down, I'm actually uploading the videos right now as I'm recording this.
Add some new sound clips.
And I have to talk about this. I have to talk about this game. I have to get my my
DNF.
feelings
Okay, so
out.
DNF is Duke Nukem Forever. Do you know about Duke Nukem Forever?
I mean, I know of the game. I haven't played it.
Okay. Well, it's an infamous game. Looks like a bad Russian guy. Does he look? Yeah. Look at his hair. He's doing that like comb forward.
It's not a good look.
He wants to
How
hide.
long he keeps it for?
Yeah, he wants to like hide the hairline, I guess. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, dude. Just leave it.
Talk about the gaming media and what they've done to this game, in my opinion, very unfairly. Okay. So first of all,
Very unfair.
I just want to let everyone.
Another take.
Hold
costs
up.
money.
Yeah, so hold up. We're just gonna look up the reviews real quick because he's gonna complain about reviews, right? We'll look this up. Let's see what it got. And I know it's cut off. You guys can see this part right here. Whoops. You know, not great. Hey, PC Gamer gave it.
Pretty average.
Yeah, PC Gamer gave it
not
pretty good.
GameSpot.
Yeah,
rated it
GameSpot.
Shit.
So he hated this. He hated this so much that he had to make a video about it. So let's see.
Get everyone up to speed if you haven't been following along or looking at reviews.
Who'd they lose on
Basically,
waivers?
all mainstream media, and we're talking places like IGN,
Waivers.
GameSpot. I believe,
wow.
I don't know if it was Game
Matt.
Trailers or.
Jeez.
So,
Good luck,
all
Senators.
of the mainstream places that most people go online to look for gaming information and reviews, even though that's probably a bad thing.
So this is weird, because the last one he did was also on.
Yeah, like gaming journalism.
Yeah, okay. So if you missed it last time, he complained that people reviewed Halo ODST positively. So he made a whole.
So stupid.
Yeah, he made a whole ass video series complaining that people liked the game. A 3-parter. It was like half an hour. So again, he's making another one. I guess it probably did good views for him.
Truthful.
He's the king of hate.
Are basically slamming the living shit.
Hello, dude.
Out
Hello,
of this
Renee.
game, Duke Nukem Forever. Okay, they're saying first of all, I've seen a whole bunch of different stuff. First of all, I've seen it's a disappointment. If this game was in development for 12 years, what were they doing for the last 11 and a half? The graphics are horrible. The gameplay's horrible.
maybe.
I've seen both sides of the fence. I see some people say,
I will not
this
confirm
game,
nor deny.
It's too hardcore. It's too much like the old school. It's not a modernized game. It seems like it's still stuck in the 1990s.
Hey,
But then
Johnny
I've seen
Stupid,
people who
what's
said,
up?
oh, well, I played Duke in the 1990s, and I don't like this game because this game's too modern. They changed too much. Why are there puzzles and platforming in the Duke Nukem game when the Duke Nukem 3D was just hardcore shooting everything, and that was all it was?
Okay, my opinion on this game.
You played it?
Yeah, it's fine. It's like whatever.
What would you give it?
It's like 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Below
like
average?
at best, it's like, you know, it's whatever.
What's
It's whatever.
wrong with it?
It's just, it
Was
was
it like rushed or something?
yeah, it wasn't what they promised, pretty or like there was a trailer and the game like went through like different developers and shit. Anyways, it's fine. It's not great though, so I don't know what the hell he's gonna talk about.
About, okay? I see
He's
everyone
upset
slamming it,
that
and
people don't
I really
like it.
have to speak up because it's official that GameSpot gave this game officially its review. Well, let me take that back. It gave this version of the game for Xbox 360 a 3 out of 10.
Yeah, that seems fair
and it
to
gave
me.
Duke Nukem Forever a 3.5. Okay.
Yeah.
For PC.
What's wrong with that?
PC version.
Gotta fuck. What's up,
Now,
man?
That's fucking
Recognition
apeshit crazy,
squared.
and I completely disagree
Yeah,
with
I
the
don't
guy
go by
who did
that
that
anymore,
review,
okay?
to the point where now we're going to talk a little bit about the review process and how it should really go, and how unprofessional I think that person was for giving this game that score, being that I've played
Big ups,
it now.
Berserker Snake. What's
And,
up? What's up? Welcome,
I
guys.
think that he really should be reprimanded for what he did, and the whole company should be reprimanded for putting out an unfair
Oh my
review like
gosh.
that. Because the bottom line is, it's
It
wrong.
really goes
Even
like
though
from
it's an
0 to
opinion,
100 really fast.
Yeah, like what? Oh, everyone should be reprimanded.
Everybody should be
That's
fired.
how he talks to like DoorDash when he complains, or like Burger King. You guys should be reprimanded and give
the
me
company
compensation.
Needs to, like, contact him and say they're sorry and give him gift cards and stuff.
Yeah, this is a retro level 1 podcast. Man, he really does the same shit today.
the fact is, this game is not so bad that it's a 3.
Yes, it is. Again, what is him with like, oh, how dare you give this game a 3? Like, what? It's
I
their
think
opinion.
I think it's just for the video, honestly.
No, I don't. I
You think
disagree.
You think he actually feels that way?
He feels like genuinely upset when a game gets like reviews that he doesn't like. It's really weird. I guess use that edit side shot of Phil in one of your member things. Sure, I'll tweak them and I'll do whatever.
Which edit?
What's your favorite DSP-ism?
Hearty portion of ass out there for you to eat.
That one. No, I mean I don't know. Okay, my biggest pet peeve with DSP is like his gaming opinions. That's probably the thing that like pisses me off so much.
Okay? There are way worse games that I've already played this year, but we'll get into that. So anyway.
Yeah, Jared, you're right.
I've beaten Duke Nukem Forever.
Yeah, also,
and
why does he
they're
have the PC version of that? What the fuck?
not so bad
Why does he have the PC version of
Maybe
this?
it's empty. You just got it. As a
Oh, he received it in a giveaway. It's an empty game
Yeah,
case.
exactly.
that it's a 3, okay? There are way worse games that
Nothing
I've
I can
already
do.
played
Yeah, the
this year.
snort.
We'll get into that. So anyway.
Rainy says the game's an underdog,
I've
just
beaten
like
Duke
Phil.
Nukem Forever. and here are my feelings, okay?
You know,
my
I
honest feelings
think
are
that's true too. It's a bit of like projecting.
Projectile what?
I meant to say projecting.
Oh. No, I mean, I don't know. I think it's mostly just,
Contrarian.
yeah, like he just doesn't agree. And again, with his game opinion stuff, it's like he thinks there's one objective thing
Yeah, that's
you should
that's the
follow
root-
for game reviews. Hey, Safeway Chaperone. Thank you for becoming the very first member. Yay!
Hey, let's go. Dang, that look good.
Welcome to the channel. Yes. Oh, yes.
that little sprout next
No,
to
this
you.
is not a game that feels like it's been developed for 14 years. You want to know why? Because this game wasn't developed for 14 years. It was developed for 2 years, then they had
First,
to change graphics
yes,
engines.
safely.
Then it was designed for another 2 years, then they had to change graphics engines again. It went through 4 major gaming studios. This team has never just been allowed to sit down and design one game. They keep getting
One
fucked
Ring King, the
by the people
Chiking.
who were the creative masterminds behind this and kept saying, oh, I don't like that, not good enough, let's go to something different. Or,
No,
oh,
take
you know,
the game case away from him. He's doing this shit again.
What
He
did
keeps like, he
I was
needs to
gonna
touch
say,
the game
when he
case.
threw it, I was like, is he gonna grab it again?
If I play NHL.
content.
Oh man, that sucks. Hey, Lil Calcium, I should say. Welcome.
Robust derailer.
You are a robust derailer. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Second member to the channel.
We're designing for this game engine, but now new ones come out. We want Duke to be the biggest and baddest, so just trash everything you've worked on and start from scratch again. If I worked for the studio, I would go nuts. I probably would have jumped out the window and committed suicide, okay? So these people
TOS, what the fuck?
are to be commended. The people from 3D Realms are to be commended for sticking in as long as they did. And even though 3D Realms closed their
This
doors...
is so weird coming from him. The guy who like insults game developers, he's like given props.
Yeah.
He's given props to the game developers. That's kind of weird. I mean, fair enough, right? Like, fair enough. Those guys like probably rushed this game out and had to like develop it and
Yeah, but
shit.
it's so out of character.
Vile degenerate. Big ups, Lil Calcium. Thank you so much, man.
in 2007, it's also to be commended Gearbox Software for picking this title up and having the balls to put it out there and say, listen, this game deserves to be released, regardless of if it's going to be the best game or worst game ever made. It needs to be released, okay?
Sure. Hey, fair enough, DSP.
So that's
hey,
just
Eric Boyer. What's up? Sorry, what?
Why doesn't he have this opinion on other games?
Yeah, I know. What did he say about the Halo?
They should be commended for even releasing it.
What did he say about the Halo things? The Halo people? Holy shit. Hold on. We're going to derail here.
He went hard on them. I remember. He was like,
we got to see what the hell he said here. Hold up.
Fuck you, you stupid motherfuckers, for first of all bribing the gaming media to try to fucking make your game look better. Fuck you, whoever it was that thought that was a good idea.
Fuck
I hope
you,
fucking
Bungie.
rot in hell, because that's where you deserve to be. And
Rot in
you.
hell. You deserve to be there.
Releasing a game that people liked.
That was a good idea. I hope you fucking rot in hell, because that's where you deserve.
Oh, hey, he changed. Maybe he learned. He's changed. You see, he changed.
Right. I wonder when he's going to change back.
Oh, he changed. You see, this was in what was this? 2009. He changed in 2 years. That's why he changed.
Bit of a Duke Nukem fanboy. I love Duke Nukem.
Going to the 5D. What's up? Renee Soares, Gunner.
You know, I absolutely thought
that
the
hair
game was
though, yeah.
original. It had nudity. It had irreverence. It had Duke giving out crazy catchphrases like your face, your ass. What's the difference? Every 2 seconds. I mean, none of that had been in a game before. It was like the first time you saw that kind of crazy off-the-wall shit. It also had some really original weapons like the shrink gun, the freeze ray.
It's talking about old Duke Nukem now.
Hadn't been seen in an FPS before. So I loved the first game. I've been waiting diligently for 14 years for this game to come out. Now, it's because it's been through so many problems.
You know, that always kind of annoys me. No, I guess it's not a DSP thing, but when people say like, oh, I've been waiting, like if Half-Life 3 came out, you're like, oh, I've been waiting like 17 years for this. It's like, not really. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not like you have been I mean, okay, fair enough, you've been like anticipating it for that long, but I mean, it's not like your life didn't go on, you know?
No, I get it.
You get it?
Because if like the next Game of Thrones book came out and it was shit, I would be personally offended. I would be really upset.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
I get it. If
Fair
you're like
enough.
truly passionate about something, I can understand being like really disappointed because of how long you had to wait to get it.
Sure.
What about you? You don't agree?
I mean, no, because it's just like, well, your life kind of kept going, and
Oh, you mean like you're not like focusing on it every single day? Like it's not taking up.
I knew
fair enough, though. I understand.
that when this game was released, it was not going to be a masterpiece.
What? Okay, so he's complaining that people. Okay, well, listen to this,
Okay,
guys.
yeah,
Guys,
this is where it
he's
breaks apart.
complaining that people hated on this game, but he's saying he doesn't hate it because he knew it wasn't going to be a masterpiece. So it's like, what?
But he just said he.
It's just. Do you understand? Like he says he had low expectations, so he kind of liked it. But
No,
then
he
why
also-
can't?
He also said he was waiting for it for 14
Yeah,
years.
but
Doesn't
at this-
doesn't that mean you have high expectations?
Yeah, but also it's like, just because you had low expectations doesn't mean everyone had low expectations. So maybe they were like anticipating it.
Yeah.
They played it and it sucked, so they gave it a 3.
Yeah,
You
that
were
contributes to the disappointment.
Yeah,
the
you
fact
were-
that you had to wait long.
You were expecting it to suck. You played it. You probably maybe liked it a little bit, so you think it's better than it is.
Yeah.
So it's like you can make a video. I can make a video doing what he's doing
The
to
opposite.
him.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What is the point of this?
What else
Okay?
is new?
It's not going to be a perfect game. And the reason is, again, the team has never been allowed to just sit down
Emotionally-
and make
yeah,
a
he might have
game
been
for
emotionally
one
invested.
format, for one
It's something he
engine,
played when he was a
for
kid.
One thing. They've been fucked, and fucked repeatedly in the ass, and it's not fair to them to have
Yeah,
that
his
kind
schedule.
of expectation. What I did expect was a game that was probably going to play like a game from the 1990s, because that's when it was started development. But
It doesn't
a game
play
that
like
was
that,
gonna
though.
have the irreverent
Is he gonna say it plays like
humor,
that?
Nudity, sex jokes, strip clubs, all that kind of
Wow.
stuff.
You could only hold 2 weapons.
No, but he just listed off the things that were good about the game.
Yeah, I
Nudity,
guess.
sex clubs. Can you imagine him like saying that today? He would never.
I'm married.
Come to expect from a Duke Nukem game, plus probably classics 1990s first-person shooter gameplay. But I fully expected that when this game came out that it was also going to have a modern twist. I knew there was going to be something.
What's the modern
I
twist? It's
figured the
shit?
graphics
Is that
obviously
what
would
the
be
twist is?
upgraded, which they
The
were.
fuck?
But I also figured
Based
the
Doodette.
gameplay
Hey,
would
there
be
you go. You got a
upgraded
fan.
as well. Okay.
What?
Chaperone.
really
He'll
what
be
the
your
game
chaperone
boils
at
down to. If
Safeway.
you haven't watched the playthrough, you wouldn't know. If you watch it, you'll know, because
Oh, he's advertising his playthrough.
people
I
are like
guess.
saying, wow, I'm watching Phil's playthrough, and this
You know, yeah. Who mentioned it before about the Shadow of War? Who mentioned Shadow of War? I gotta find you. But anyways, the Shadow of War thing. This is like the Shadow of War. I don't know if you guys remember. Jared Haselton mentioned Shadow of War because he's advertising his playthrough.
Yes.
And for Shadow of War, people were like shitting on the loot boxes. There was loot boxes and it was like a whole drama. But he's like, you guys should just watch me play the game. Don't trust the reviews and come watch me play it.
So you think that's what he's doing here?
Maybe he was getting low views.
Maybe.
Yeah, that has to be the thing.
game
That's
doesn't
such
look
a
that
scummy thing to do.
What, to advertise himself?
No, not to advertise. It's like he probably
Don't trust their opinion. Trust
Yeah.
my opinion.
he probably like knew that they were not just overreacting to it. Like if a lot of people are saying, "Hey, this part of the game really sucks," like his automatic response is like, "No, it doesn't. Don't listen to them. It doesn't. Don't listen to them. Come watch me, and I'm gonna tell you the truth." It's like, you know what you're doing.
Trust me, not them.
Yeah.
that bad. Why the hell are there all these major media outlets basically shitting all over this game? It doesn't make sense, and I completely agree. It doesn't make sense, but I know why it's happening, or at least I have a hunch why it's happening. And no, it's not some crazy
Mundane Day, big
conspiracy.
ups. Invisible
Activision
Meat.
didn't pay these guys under the table
Donnie
to shit
Stupid.
on this game. That's absolutely ridiculous. We're not even
PC
gonna
can
go
hold
there.
4 weapons? Yeah,
But-
I forgot about that.
What is this game when you play it? I'll tell you exactly what it is. It is Duke Nukem 3D.
His voice sounds healthier here. Yeah, I got like a thing. Big ups, BB11, Mundane Dave. Yeah, the voice thing. Since like 2017, when I was like editing for my last video, his voice kind of changed. It's more like pathetic now. Now he sounds like pathetic, but back then he was more like assertive.
Oh.
He had like a more assertive way of talking. Like he was more sure of himself or more egotistical, I guess. But now he's like more of a pathetic egotistical. It's really like, it's really strange to listen to when you
It's because he
go
was
through it.
He was like more arrogant back then, I guess.
I got detracted. I got debunked.
Day style
PC,
gameplay,
version.
running and gunning, with a modern twist.
Egotistical.
And the modern twists are a couple things: a regenerating health bar,
Noids
instead
on
of
his
having to
vocal
constantly
folds.
be looking for power-ups throughout the game to regenerate your health. I'm sorry, to replenish your health.
His testicles had some juice
a
there.
2-weapon limit, because back in the day, you with all those classic FPSs like Doom,
So-
Quake, you could hold like 8-10 weapons at once.
Yeah?
They realized
Is he gonna say it plays like a game from the 90s? Because that's a pretty big.
He already said that.
Well, he said like he expected it to be that way. I think he's implying like people playing it today, modern day, current year, didn't expect it to play like an old game. But then now he's explaining how it has only 2-weapon limit on console. So it's like, that's not really like an old game. That was part of like the coolness of
It
it.
would be way too
You can
easy
have all
if
these
you could always
weapons.
have every weapon. And rather than have to look for specific ammo types,
more
which
whiny,
makes the game
yeah,
way too
exactly.
complicated, like they used to be back in the 90s, they now have generic ammo boxes that fill up every weapon, and they knew if you have 8 weapons on you, and you get full ammo every single time you hit an ammo box, the game's going to be way too easy. So they had to do
If
something.
you're just joining us, this is The Hateful Truth, Duke Nukem Forever, and the Media Shit Show, where he's complaining that people did not like Duke Nukem Forever.
to change it, and they said, let's just give you 2 weapons. The last change is that they've added more of a puzzle style and a platforming style.
Hey, puzzle style.
Puzzle
He even
style.
said it in 2011. Puzzle style. It's not just a puzzle, it's puzzle style.
I like that in the description he writes,
What did he write?
DSP goes on a rant. Like he talks about himself in the third person.
DSP goes on a rant.
Yeah.
I'm going to start doing that.
Elements to this game.
You've never seen
I
this
am not
video? Hey,
surprised.
welcome.
Look at games like Portal. Look at games like
Portal, the puzzle style game.
not Call of Duty really doesn't do that kind of stuff, but there are a lot of other first-person shooters are adding that kind of element to it, okay? And it's because they want variety. They don't want the entire game to be you just running and shooting things, because in this day
Why
and
not?
age, people will get tired of that fairly quickly.
Will they?
Or, on the flip side, if you just do running and shooting things, Duke Nukem Forever probably would have been a 4-hour campaign. As it is, it's over 8 hours. I believe when I added
Is
up,
it
it was
over
actually
8?
9 hours or so.
Is
for me
it
to beat
really?
The normal level difficulty.
What does that even
of this
matter,
game.
though?
Johnny
So,
says, I honestly
people
have no idea what point he's trying to make.
Yeah, he's
That's how I'm thinking
he's
right
just
now.
upset that people did not like it, and he kind of liked it, but it wasn't like a masterpiece. It wasn't the best game ever.
8 out of 10 though.
It's a mixed bag, 9.5
Constantly
probably.
complain, oh, Call of Duty, the campaign's so short, it's only 4.5 hours.
Wasn't his nickname in high school Sway or something? He said people called him Phil with the oddly shaped head.
That's so mean.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, chat. I think that's a thing. I mean, I'll see if I can find it.
They legit called him Phil with the oddly shaped head.
He said people called him Phil.
Dude, if people
with
called me that, I'd be so self-conscious.
And Sway was at work. I think Phil with the oddly shaped head was at school.
That's too long of a name. Did he say that? Because I don't believe him if he said it.
The walking ATM, monkey spank, yeah, all that shit. That was in the FGC. But I think Phil with the oddly shaped head was high school.
Well, look at the gameplay. It's just shooting things. How long can you just run and
kinda
fucking shoot
sad.
things? That's why the campaign's so short. Duke Nukem Forever said, let's add in a bonus stage where you're collecting items in a strip club. That'd be a cool thing
Lord
to
of the
have.
Dance.
Even though it's not necessarily shooting FPS
Right to Hell
gameplay,
Retribution.
it's
Yeah.
cool. It's variety. It mixes things up. Let's
I hope
have
that's
some
on here.
puzzles and
They
things
had
to
that here?
break the action so that you're not constantly complaining that all I'm doing is shooting and then there's not enough
Check it
content
out
in
if
the
I
game, or saying the game is far too repetitive. That's why they added those elements to the game. I know what they were thinking. You can tell when you're playing the game
knows.
exactly
He's a developer,
what
you
was
see.
going through the developers' minds at that time, okay?
Wait, he claimed that. Oh, he claimed that, but it's kind of proof that Phil was the bully and the nerds called him that in response. Maybe.
Graphically,
Oh,
I can
This
just
is a-
picture the kind of person that he was in high school.
this is a huge derail. But do you remember the story where he said like someone was messing with him in school, and then in class he was like harassing him, and then Phil was like, "Step back, or I'm gonna do something to you." And the guy kept messing with him, and he's like, "A step," and then Phil like pushed him and like knocked him down. And he threw him across the room. Do you remember that story?
No, I don't. I remember the story where he said like he made his teacher cry or something.
Oh yeah, his college professor.
Yeah, I remember that.
He's like, "You don't know how to teach."
And then the teacher started crying. That's like a
Yeah.
fucking like an internet
okay,
Twitter thing.
Hyun Yu fan. I hope I said that right. He grabbed his leg and kicked him. Yeah, some shit like that. And he's like,
Sure.
and then he never fucked with me again. Like that was his story.
You
That
know
was
what
one
that
of
reminds me of
what?
the thing where he said like the fighting game, the fighting fucking dude. Oh my
Fighting
god,
fucking dude. What the?
the dude that he said he was gonna fight, and then he cried that he was an alcoholic.
Oh,
didn't hit him or
Alex Valle,
I don't know. I don't remember
Jaha
the
or
names.
whatever.
a lot of people are also panning this game, saying the game looks like shit.
Yeah,
The characters
Jaha,
are not
I
rendered
guess.
properly. Some
Was
of
it
the
Alex Valle?
textures
No, it
don't
was someone else, I
load
don't know.
properly. If you watch my playthrough on PC, none of that happens.
Grabbed his
Zero.
own
There's
leg and
no
kicked him.
graphical problems whatsoever. The graphics of this game are on par with any modern first-person shooter.
I
However,
didn't know if it was.
you have to understand the situation. I'm playing it on PC, not on a console.
Whoa, you played it on
because
PC?
I knew that Duke Nukem
What?
Forever originally was being designed as a
I
PC-only
don't believe him.
game.
That
When this
case
game
is
started,
Huh. That's interesting that he's saying this
What?
because he's using this as a negative for why the Xbox version got a 3 and the PC version got slightly higher. So he's like, "Oh, I played it on PC."
Like PC gaming is
No. Listen, I'll make my point here real quick. He says like, "Oh, I'm playing it on PC. These reviewers played it on console." But it's like, oh my god. Meaningful content. Chris Dorner, respecter. Thank you. Thank you for becoming a member. Anyways, so he's arguing that it's like, oh, this game was made for PC. Therefore, you have to play it on PC to truly like experience it.
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like he plays games like Divinity, Original Sin 2
Yeah, but
on
this is-
console.
This is in the future,
And it's like he's
His
not.
opinion has
he's
changed.
He's like Starfield. You could argue Starfield is like a PC game.
Yeah, I guess.
Like that's where the mods
Yeah.
are gonna be. That's where the shit's gonna get more
Yeah.
advanced.
But he's Phil. He's changed.
Intelligent Counterspell. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you.
development, the Xbox
Very strange situation there from
Yeah.
him.
360 didn't exist. The
Yeah,
Xbox
he recorded his PC screen with a camera.
One didn't exist. They were still back in the
Memberful
cartridge days
content.
and just starting to move over to things like the PlayStation 1. The technology wasn't there to play this kind of a game on a home console yet, so obviously I knew that this was going to be
Oh,
the
okay.
ideal
Yeah, that's
version of the
fine.
game no matter what, okay? Now,
Listen
I
to
know
DSP
exactly what
Sultry
happened.
voice.
What happened
Bleh.
was they had a game ready to go on PC. Not ready to go, but that was what they were developing for the entire time. And then Gearbox picked it up and said, listen, we'll save the game, but there's no way that in this day and age that we can afford to make money if we're just putting it on PC. We have
Why
to
not?
port console versions, and they had to
How
rush
did you know
it
what they were thinking?
because they didn't have a lot of time. They wanted to get the damn game to market. They knew it had been way too long in development.
He's Phil.
And so it was probably
Is
rushed
he?
for the console. And I completely
Oh
understand.
my god, Safeway Chaperone gifted 5 memberships. Oh my god.
Okay, let's go. Dang, look good.
Mr. Burnell, you there?
Let's go. The member bomb. That's right. Thank you. I'm so glad you're my chaperone. You're our chaperone here tonight. Thank you.
That I'm not saying it's acceptable. I don't think it's acceptable. I think that if you're going to do multiple versions of a game, that they should all be at least fairly similar. So if that means that this came out in June and this got delayed till holiday, fuck it. Delay this till holiday 2011 and make it a better version. So shame on Gearbox for doing that. And if that is true, I can't speak to it.
Shame on you for delaying the... Okay, now this is pretty stupid because the PC version, like, PCs were, especially back then, you can get way better PCs than consoles.
Still.
I mean, yeah, still, it's a bit closer. And price-wise, it might be more value, but for a console. But anyways, he's saying, like, oh, shame on you for delaying the game. But it's like, bro, the console version just wasn't ready yet. It's as simple as that.
Because I haven't played the console version yet, but from a lot of people, what they're saying,
intelligent counterspell. Sorry, Paco, guys.
Versions
Organic growth,
like,
hell yeah.
The graphic engine is really outdated. That's not so on the PC. On my gaming PC, this looks amazing. Okay, so
yeah, guys, turn on gifting on because Chaperone's such a legend. Apparently, he just gifted some subs.
Speak to the graphics. To me, the graphics look great, but I can understand if people are slamming the game just for the graphics alone. Unfortunately, graphics alone do not make a game a 3 out of 10. So obviously, there's another underlying problem here. Okay.
What's the underlying problem? The games media is corrupt.
Forever, I went into it knowing what to expect. I expected it to be gruelingly hard in some places. I expected it to have that irreverent humor, to probably have a modern twist,
just like me,
the puzzles, the platforming,
irreverent
guy, pretty good graphics, and to overall be a pretty fun game. Not a masterpiece.
You think he gave this game away? Did he? Oh, did he?
Did he?
Did he?
I don't know what game.
Did he give away the bust? He bought like the collector's edition.
And then I don't know.
Did he give that away? I don't remember.
I never kept track of the games that he gave away. I just knew that he signed some of them like a weirdo.
Yay for members. Yeah, guys, check out those emotes. I spent a lot of time making them. Kinda.
Fun game. That is exactly what this game is, and it's exactly what it delivers, okay?
Let's see.
At least in the single player. I've not played the multiplayer yet, but the campaign is funny.
Hey,
it's
let's
fun.
go.
It's great.
Now, that's pod.
The game is not without its flaws, which I will talk about because I'm a fair and honest reviewer.
He's fair and honest.
Not a lot, but some flaws. Some of the flaws are, number one, there are parts of the game where the game expects you to know what's coming because there are actually specific situations where you need certain weapons. And sometimes the game doesn't do a good job.
There's the emotes, guys. Check them out.
For example, there was a rooftop
Beg.
battle I was going through, and there were 2 shrink rays on the ground. So, of course, immediately, like...
Yeah, everyone else is a shill except the opposite way. They're shill for hate. They shill for hate. They're hating on Duke Nukem forever.
They're hate shills.
Hate shills.
Them up. Enemies were dropping out of the sky. Pig cops.
Thank you, Safeway. Thank you.
Shrinking them. Then all of a sudden, at the very end of this gauntlet of pig cops, 2 of those hovering guys show up. And those guys are really
pig cops.
Hard to kill. All I had were normal weapons with not much ammo. I couldn't kill them.
Okay, he's just giving us like a story. It's like only in Battlefield or some shit.
Reloaded the checkpoint with the shrink ray at my feet, and I was like, wow, I had no ammo for this. That's why.
The only in Battlefield thing where he's like telling stories about like shit in high school. It's like, you know, it's not real. Like these don't sound like real stories.
Yeah. That when he kicked someone's ass.
Yeah. Or when he made his teacher cry. It's like, that didn't actually happen.
He made his teacher cry. He made his college professor cry.
Why I died, so they gave me the shrink ray back. Like they knew you needed the shrink ray to kill those guys.
BB11, thank you. Meaningful content. Let's go. Thank you. I'm so glad you find my content meaningful enough. Thank you.
Okay, let's go.
But there was no way you would even know those guys were coming unless you had died and restarted at the checkpoint. This kind of stuff used to happen all the time in the 90s.
And then everybody clapped, yeah.
I couldn't tell you how many times in games like Quake 1 and Quake 2.
Quake? Did he play that?
Nukem, Doom, where there were places where you needed to know what's coming, and it is kind of unfair. So... For me, my complaint about this game in that regard isn't necessarily that they don't tell you what you need, but you can't save your game whenever you want. Because what you would do back in the day, if you're in the middle of a crazy firefight, oh fuck, save the game because it's a PC game.
Okay, wait, that's too fast. Never mind.
Oh my god.
Never mind.
You can save whenever you want, and that way, if you get to that last guy, and you're like, uh-oh, I can't kill him, you could reload that save from the beginning of the battle. And
yeah, this is like Dark Souls. I mean, I used to be guilty of saying this, but I was like 13 or something. I was like, yeah, Dark Souls not that hard. Like once you know what you're doing, it's like, yeah, no shit,
Yeah.
dude. Oh, it's unfair if you never played it
No,
before.
he's
It's like,
lying.
no, it's unfair
He's
for
lying.
you.
He said it to me recently. That's a lie I can catch. I played Dark
Save the
Souls,
shrink
and he
wrack.
told me it's not
But
that
you can't
bad
do that
when you
in this
play
game.
more
This
of
game
it.
has checkpoints.
I mean, that's the case though. But
and-
hey, at first, like with especially DSP, he's just complaining that
You have to play the game.
yeah, he's
and
just
learn how to play it.
you play the game and you learn as you play. Whoa, whoa, that's crazy.
Nothing
it
is
only
hard if
reloads
you
the
know what you're
checkpoints.
doing.
And sometimes you get easy way outs, like happened here. They gave me the shrink ray back because they realized,
wanna
oh
play
shit,
the
we fucked
fucking
up.
game.
There's no way he's gonna kill those guys with normal weapons. We have to give him the shrink ray again. So that's one of my complaints.
snort.
Another complaint: some of the stuff just isn't explanatory enough for a modern game.
Explanatory.
Back in the '90s, nothing was explained.
For a modern game, let's see what
Okay,
Phil
you have
thinks
to
this
fucking
means.
grind it out.
Also, where's this shirt at?
What does it say? Zombie?
Zombie identification chart.
Oh.
He doesn't wear this. What happened to this gamer
out for
shirt?
yourself. But for a game that came out in 2011, this should have something that are
True.
explained better. For example, some of the boss battles
Hey, you
were
have
really
that chain.
confusing. One of the boss battles, I won't spoil it, but was insanely hard.
This is, I mean, I guess it's, okay, technically it's not a review. It's just DNF and the media shit show.
So far he hasn't.
He's just kind of talked about
Yeah.
people are stupid and the game used to be an old game that
and
existed.
you really couldn't figure out what you had to do. The only way to really win the boss battle was to use a holodeck.
Closet.
So that the boss wouldn't pay attention to you and you could take a significant amount of its health away. But there's
Dirty
no
the
way you
Grower,
would
what's
know
up?
that. You wouldn't even know if the holodeck
IS
would work
Home,
on the boss.
ISS Home, Baby Man
in
game,
that regard, it really
Contour
is like a
Adrian.
90s game where it's like trial and error until you figure out exactly what you're supposed to do to pass a certain area.
Oh my God, he
but
keeps
there is
rambling about this,
one
man.
particular part of this game that is way too fucking hard, and the reason
Spoilers?
that
Spoilers?
it's silly to me is because it never
It's
happens
silly.
again. You're in a situation underwater where it's very hard to defend yourself. The controls are horrible underwater. You can't really move yourself properly.
Hey,
the
it
way
sounds like he doesn't really like the game
I
that
was just gonna
much.
say, I thought he liked this game. Didn't he
you
give it
want
an 8?
to. And
Did he?
you just get fucked
He hasn't
up.
rated it yet.
And you're going to keep playing it and playing it and playing it.
No,
to
he's
beat this
complaining
part, 'cause
people
I
gave
did,
it a
I know.
3.
Unless you know exactly how to do it, which eventually I figured out. which
Since
is you
Heavy
can
Rain.
bait
Hey,
those
big
enemies
ups, Johan.
out of the room they're
Johan.
in, so there's some distance between
Thank you, man.
and them.
Yeah,
Then
that was
you
a
can also
classic
get
playthrough.
oxygen so you can breathe underwater, and you can shoot them from a distance until
I think someone
eventually
trying
they
to
die
learn
off.
English listening to
I
this.
didn't know that, and it took me a long time to figure that
Right.
out. So that is one thing that the difficulty level of some of the
God,
parts
take
of
the
this
game case away from him, please.
The prop.
Please. My God.
How
he
else
keeps,
will you know what he's talking
he keeps
about?
doing this, man.
game are very
That's a
hard
bad habit.
because
You should
it-
watch these
it
videos
expects
back and
you
realize he
to think
does
you're
that.
playing a 1990s FPS game on a PC.
He needs you to know
okay?
that he owns it.
Outside of those problems, there's nothing wrong with this game. So basically,
Slide
this
editing.
is a fun game. It's irreverent. It's exactly what you expect it to
It's
be.
irreverent.
Difficult, but it's rewarding.
It's meaningful.
And the ending is pretty good.
Please
There's
say
actually
meaningful.
an ending after the credits. You should wait after the credits to watch it. If you haven't seen it yet, obviously you can see it in my videos. But wait till after the credits for the real
Just looking
ending
at the
of the
box
game.
like it's gonna
But
change.
I really liked how the game wrapped
Hum along if you can't sing along. New member, thank you so much, man.
Okay, let's go.
up. It made sense. It was fun. So, for me, if I were to honestly rate this
God,
game,
stop.
okay,
Put it down. Put it down.
as
Put
a
it away.
fanboy of Duke, I would love.
Oh, he's a fanboy.
Oh.
Hey, that explains why he's so upset.
Whoa.
He's a fanboy. Wow.
If I weren't an honest reviewer,
New hand. Let's go.
I
Yeah,
would say
swapped
this game
hands.
is
That's
like-
that's the content right there.
a 7.5 or an 8.
He would get. Wait, hold on. Did he just say? Hold on.
Yeah.
If I weren't an honest reviewer,
If he were on, if he was honest,
Why
guys.
would he say that?
Bro!
If he was honest, you see, he's not honest.
I would say this game is like a 7.5 or an 8.
So you were right. He gave it an 8.
Yeah. I think
Did you watch this? Did you pre-screen this?
No, I didn't.
Did you pre-screen the react?
I didn't. I
Jeez
swear.
Louise. For Duke Nukem Forever, the most like mid-ass fucking game at best.
Would. Because I'm such a fan of Duke, I liked it that much.
He's such a
But I know
fan.
it's
Hey,
not-
remember how he shits on Nintendo fans and shit?
Yeah.
Ah,
He
you
shits
like
on- He
amiibos?
shits on anybody who's a fan of
Zelda's not that good.
highly
Ah.
regarded.
Not that
Yeah.
good of a game. I know it's a game that's stuck in the 1990s. I have to give it a 6.5, okay? That's my honest score for the game.
Hold up,
After-
hold up,
it's
hold
like
You
up.
a
just said if
love-
I weren't honest.
Wait. Let's hear this again because I'm confused.
If I weren't an honest reviewer, I would say
I love
this-
that face right there.
Duke, I
Love.
would love if I weren't an honest reviewer,
Mm-hmm.
Which honest is he being?
If I were honest, guys. Hint, hint.
I would say this game is like a 7.5 or an 8. I would. Because
So
I'm such a fan
why
of
is it a
Duke, I liked
6.5?
it that much. But I know it's not that good of a game. I know it's a game that's stuck in the 1990s. I have
It doesn't play anything like it.
to give it a 6.5, okay?
Doesn't play anything
honest
like a
score for the
90s game.
It's a 6.5. It is not horrible by any means. Now.
Was he honest then,
let's talk
or is he
about the gaming
serious
media,
now?
'cause I know
That's my
we've
line.
been talking a little while here about the game itself. Why is the gaming media giving the game what they're giving it? I'm going to tell you exactly why.
Yeah, why?
Number one, because
Wake me up,
they
Phil.
don't know what the fuck they're doing. Okay?
Oh.
When you review a game, yes, it's an opinion and you're entitled to your opinion, but there are professional guidelines you need to use to make
What?
a fair and honest
Show me the
review
rule
of the
book.
game.
Pull
You
out the
need
rule
to
book.
The
give
objective
points
game review
and
rule book.
counterpoints, the pros and cons of the game.
Does he even do this?
Also, he doesn't. No,
Okay.
because in the last video, in part 1 of this React series, he didn't read the reviews.
Oh, that's right.
He read the blurbs. Here, I'll show you guys real quick. We'll take a slight derail here.
Everyone, you have to.
This is what he did. He scrolled through and read the blurbs.
Hey, see where
and then it
read
says
full review?
read full review.
click on
He
it?
did not click on it. Let's go. He didn't read it.
What is
Wow,
wrong?
Phil.
Why is the gaming media giving the game what
Wow.
they're giving? I'm going to tell you exactly why. Number one,
He's too busy.
because they don't know what the
Exactly.
fuck they're doing.
Brunel, you
Okay?
there?
When you review a game, yes, it's an opinion and you're entitled to your opinion, but there are professional guidelines you need to use to make a fair and honest review of a game. You need to give the points
Yeah, Berserker, you're right.
and counterpoints, the pros and cons of the game.
It wasn't great.
Why you think it's good?
Do
why
I
you
manage
think
it? I
it's
guess I
bad,
don't. Johnny's
and
stupid. Hey.
then overall,
He doesn't have time.
Put that
Talk.
together to get a final
He doesn't have
score
time
for the
to
game,
read
and then
reviews. But he
you have
has time to make a 30-minute, 3-part series shitting on reviewers about reviews he didn't read, that he didn't have time to
to
read.
make sure that that score is in scale and perspective of all the other scores that your media outlet
Ragnar,
has
no
given
problem,
that
man.
year. So, for example, Conduit 2, by far the worst
Hell yeah,
game
see
I've
you later,
played
man.
so far this
See you
year.
later, Derek.
If
See you
I were
later,
to
Ragnar.
honestly rate a Conduit 2, I would give Conduit 2 a 3 out of
Conduit
10.
2?
That game
That hot
deserves
game?
a 3 because the gameplay is broken, horrible,
The Hollow
way
Duke?
too difficult.
Hold up,
the
hold up. The
graphics
Hollow Duke he complained about wasn't a hidden puzzle. Duke Nukem Forever Hollow Duke worked on all enemies, unlike in the prior game. It was explained. Was it really? See, I don't even remember. I played this game like in 2012, dude. I don't fucking remember this. But yeah, it's no surprise if that's the case. Because DSP not understanding a mechanic? What? That's not
That
possible.
means the game sucks.
graphics engine is so outdated,
Squeeze
you can't
my
even
man.
see what's going on half the time or understand
Yeah,
what's
to
going
say
on.
7.
The story's horrible,
He
the
gave
ending's
Halo a
horrible, the
7.
game's a piece of shit. It should have never been made. I don't understand how it even got a green light. Someone who knows something about games should have looked at that and said, oh god, no, fuck that, shit can it, we'll make something better. But the game got made anyway. I give it a 3 because, yes, it is still playable, you can actually beat it. Yeah, there is online multiplayer, which I haven't had a chance to show anyone, but I have not really played it significantly.
I think that
but
was kind of fun. the
it's
online,
not
from
a
what I
0. A
remember.
0 would be this: don't boot the
I remember
game.
having fun
Don't
with it,
ever
at
boot the
least.
game because you can't.
Nobody
even
said
do
it was
one
a
level, you'll get
0
no
though.
fun out of it. Okay.
Yeah, I know. No, but again, he's exaggerating. He loves to like give the extreme. Nobody said it was a 0. At least not the. Okay, maybe somebody said, but not the example that he himself used at the beginning of the video. He said 3.
You do get some fun out of Conduit.
Big ups, Ludwig. What's up?
So in perspective
Luna's Royal Guard.
of the ratings that I
Lime
was giving
catcher.
it, like Conduit 2.
You're saying Ludwig.
Okay.
Because it's
Duke Nukem
Ludwig.
Forever
There's no
is
V in his
6.5.
name.
Hey, Ludwig. Tell Doodette what's up. Am I right? Am I right or am I right? Because I know I'm
Let's
right.
put up a poll.
Put up a poll. Is it Ludwig or Ludwig? No, tell her what's up.
That's an honest answer. Okay.
I'm right. Yeah.
Wait,
Ah.
you said
What these
you.
people
Who's
in the
you?
gaming media are
Me.
doing.
I'm you. I'm you.
Hello? For now?
Bruh. Dang, that look good.
Which Vig is Ludwig best?
Or they're playing the game and they're like, oh, this isn't anything like I expected it was going to be. It's
Oh
not
my
a
God.
modernized game. It's too hard.
Oh, look,
The
look.
gra- 6.5.
Look at how he mimics other
That's
people.
an honest
He doesn't do
answer,
this, guys.
okay?
Check this out.
What these people in the gaming media are doing are they're playing the game and they're like, oh, this isn't anything like I expected it was going to be.
God.
It's not a modernized game. It's
just
too
said that,
hard.
though.
The graphics are outdated, which I disagree again. If you're playing on PC, the graphics are not outdated, but the graphics are outdated. and it's infantile and it's puerile and it's
Puerile.
insulting.
Steve of the Dead. Shout out. How does he? Wait, did he say it right? Puerile. Did he say puerile right?
What's puerile? Am I stupid?
Puerile.
Puerile.
No, it's
Puerile.
puerile.
Oh shit, puerile. Let's go, Steve. Put that on the board. I think
No,
it already
he
is.
says-
Puerile.
he says it
Puerile.
how it looks like
Puerile.
you would say. It looks
Puerile.
like
Puerile.
Puerile.
That's
So
how it's
he's
said.
not wrong.
Puerile.
There you go.
And it's too immature, and it's
Damn,
a 3.
this is 2011, by the way.
No, that's not how you do a game
No,
review. You don't just
that's a
off
good
the,
clip,
off
sound
the
clip
cuff
right
of your,
there.
your arm say, I don't like this game in the moment, it's a 3. Because the bottom
Big
line
ups,
is if
John Paul.
every time that I was pissed about a game, decided to review it at that time, every game would be a fucking 0. Because you know my playthroughs, I'm honest and I speak my mind. If there's a part that's pissing
Wait,
me
he's
off,
saying if I review. Hold the fuck on, guys. I'm wasting time here.
and
What
it's
did you just say?
too immature, and it's a 3.
It's puerile.
No, that's not how you do a game review. You don't just
No.
off the cuff of your arm say, I don't like this game in the moment, it's a 3. Because the bottom line is if
Bro, again, he didn't read the reviews.
every time that I was pissed about a game, decided to review it at that time, every game would be a fucking 0.
Oh, that sounds like a you problem, dude. That sounds like a you. That doesn't sound very objective style
But
review
I'm
of
pretty
you.
sure that the game journalists reviewing this video did not put the game down and then post their thoughts right away. Like, you have to edit that. You have to write it and then, like, edit it.
No, you see, they released the score and without thinking.
Because you know my playthroughs, I'm honest and I speak my mind. If there's a part that's pissing me off, I
Sorry,
get mad and
David.
I say it. That's not when I write my fucking game
so
review.
sorry.
I wait till I complete
I'm
the entire
dumb.
game, I sit down, I let it settle in, I compare that review
You see,
to
he is different from reviewers.
other games
He
that
settles
I've reviewed
down.
or talked about, and then I honestly figure out what exactly
Honestly.
should be rated. That's not what these people are doing. They're unprofessional.
Bruh.
They're sitting down. They're getting
They're
frustrated.
unprofessional. Listen to the man sitting in front of his couch in an unedited video, not the written article. Sweet.
At one part of the game or one aspect of the game, or they're disappointed because it didn't live
The
up to their
curator.
personal expectations. They're not giving it a bigger picture view. They're not
T-pose, hot T-pose right there. Look at him.
view. They're
He's
not
giving you a
comparing
hug.
it to other games that have recently come out that have been utter shit. I mean, let's face it. I've seen reviews
Marcus
for
says he hopes
games
to pick up
like
Casey.
Thor that are like 5s and 6s.
Yeah.
Then
Oh
how
no,
can you rate
please.
this a
No,
3?
no! You
go!
fucking called it, you
can't.
bitch.
This game is actually a decent
Dang,
game. It's
that
not a
looked
horrendous
good.
bad game like those other broken games. Now, there's one other thing, and I forgot to bring it in. Give me 1 second. There's one other thing I want to show everyone that really
Oh.
pisses me off. All right?
Exclusive content right here. Pretending to be a T-bone steak.
Oh my god.
What I'm bringing to you
Yeah,
right
Luna.
now, okay? I'm bringing you the most recent issue of Game Informer, which just came out a couple days ago.
Oh,
Now
now we have something
when I
else to
played the game
touch
Witcher
and show the
2
camera.
For PC, I was very critical of the game. I said, in a modern day and age,
Dead
this game is
air.
unforgiving. The difficulty is unforgiving. There's not a proper tutorial. It doesn't explain how to do
Tutorial.
things. Witcher 2 is a game
Witcher
made
2.
for 2011. It's not Duke Nukem Forever, which was developed for 14 years, and so you would expect
Current year
that the game's going
discussion.
to play like a difficult 1990s game. I'm not saying that's you could forgive it for that, but I'm saying you should know what to expect when you play a video game. Witcher
Wow.
2
Filling Game Informer.
just didn't give a fuck.
Also,
DSP should take his own advice.
yeah, you should know what you're getting into, DSP.
You could forgive it for that, but
Come
I'm saying
on.
you should know what to expect when you play a video game. Witcher 2
That's so, like, stupid, because he also hates, like, early reviews. So how would someone know what they're getting into before playing the game if he wants to ban all early reviews? Like,
But-
how are they going to know anything? That means they just have to buy the game.
He also said that he expected the game to be bad and then is sad that it's bad.
Really? But he should have known. He should have known it was going to be bad. You see? You should have known. Idiot.
just didn't give a
Bruh.
fuck. It said it's going to be super fucking hard, it doesn't care, and it's going to have elements that were broken to it, and fuck you if you don't like it, you got to put hours of research in to figure out exactly how to play the game. Okay?
This is such bullshit, man. You don't need to put hours to play Witcher 2, like, to figure out what you're doing. Come
I haven't
on.
played Witcher 2.
Come on.
Witcher 2 overall, by the way, I would probably say Witcher 2
Okay, random Witcher 2. Let's see what he gives Witcher 2.
does beat Duke Nukem Forever slightly.
Slightly? What the fuck did he play? What?
Is he talking about gameplay?
He's just talking about the game in
Probably
general.
overall give The Witcher
Yeah, Witcher 2 is only slightly better than Duke Nukem Forever.
2 a 7. So, just to put it in perspective, a game that I fucking went nuts on, I think actually is better than Duke Nukem Forever for what it is, but I digress. The reason I want to bring this up is because they reviewed
Very
The Witcher 2
puerile.
in the recent issue of Game Informer magazine. And I'm going to call this motherfucker out because I read this review.
Oh my god.
Let's target another person.
Let's see, who is he targeting?
For now.
Okay, here's the review. Witcher 2.
Yeah, there it is. Did you guys see it? Yeah, you blink and you missed it. Here it is. That's the review. That's all you get.
Witcher 2, Assassin of Kings, okay? Written
Okay.
by Adam Biessener.
Adam? Chatham? Side scrollers? What?
Or Bessener. I don't know how to pronounce his name. But the bottom
Hey,
line
shout
is
out
this.
Adam.
He basically, I'm going to read you some of the lines straight from this article.
Esther Bates
I'm not
Burnell.
fucking with you. It says, he says, it's easy to lose yourself in its environment.
Yes.
Yet if you're anything like me, you'll hate portions of the game with a burning passion. The Polish developers boldly cut out their own path in creating The Witcher 2. And it says that there are some snags along the way.
The dude said, if you're anything like me. This is just his opinion. Like, you can...
No, Brandon.
What?
Game reviews are objective.
They're objective? Yes.
This
yes.
is the only way this game can be reviewed.
What the fuck?
Even says here...
The bottom line is this, is thus.
Huh?
Inventory management is a disaster.
Yes, it was.
The lame
Fair
crafting
enough.
system clogs your bags with hundreds of nearly useless items and rewards type.
Also, but that's how that person played, so I mean, it's not if you learn to manage it.
Yes, it's almost like playing a game and reviewing it is a subjective experience.
Any incremental upgrades for hours of effort. He's right. I complained about that in the playthrough. He says right here, the gameplay
right.
is merely
Correct.
adequate with infrequent but stunning set-piece moments, but two common
Yeah, Johnny's
frustrations.
stupid.
The third-person action-oriented combat is brutally difficult at the beginning. The game is tuned to be realistic.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. This review, hey, what is he upset about here? Because when I first played the game, I thought the combat was pretty hard also.
Was it?
Yes, I mean, once you figure it out, it's not, but it is pretty hard at the start, I
Action-oriented combat
guess.
is
Depending on who
brutally
you are,
difficult.
also, again, it's subjective, so it's like, what the fuck?
At
That's
the
his,
beginning.
like, fatal flaw,
The
is
game
that he
is
doesn't
too-
understand that.
He just refuses to see
To
it.
be
Yeah.
realistic, where just a few blows with any longsword will ruin your day.
You'll die of
Things
alcohol
can get
poisoning.
easier as you level up new powers, but
please
even
don't.
a powerful Witcher is 2 misclicks away from eluding his last save in most encounters. It's actually all too easy it's all too easy to attack something you didn't want to and lock yourself into a long, leaping attack animation. Allies are also known to come up behind you and prevent you from
Yeah,
dodging
big
any
Kai
incoming
guy
strike.
Nicky.
When the combat goes the way you
Yeah,
want to,
that's
it's rewarding,
exactly
but
the
don't
case.
I wish I had that much
expect to regularly
confidence to be
persevere.
so wrong about something.
Yeah, he's just like, what? Also, he started this thing out so heated. He's like, I'm gonna fucking call this guy out, and then now he's just like casually reading what he wrote, and he's not really calling out. I mean, he'll get to it eventually, I guess.
When it doesn't. This is the words of the reviewer reviewing the game.
Yeah, that's his
He
opinion.
says he likes the environments, he loves the graphics. He actually says the graphics are some of the best he's ever seen. I have to kind of agree. I thought the graphics were stunning
Only
on
kind
my
of.
PC. But he says basically the role-playing is great, but the combat is utterly fucking broken, too difficult, the inventory system doesn't work, and the crafting system is useless. Guess what?
Yeah,
rating
crafting
he
is
gave
useless.
the game?
Kinda.
9.25?
You get the best shit by crafting, I'm pretty sure.
What?
What? It's almost like the parts that he liked made up for the negative parts he disliked. Whoa.
That is a novel concept.
Mr. Burnell, you there?
Whoa, dude. It's almost like he liked the parts that were good so much that it outweighed the negatives.
Guess what rating he gave the game? 9.25?
Bruh.
What? You just said 5 negative points about the game, and then you gave it an almost perfect score. Are you a fucking idiot?
Yes. Oh my god, DSP, are you a fucking idiot? I have to ask.
He's so mean for no reason.
But it's like he's arguing, okay, 5 negative points should equal like 5 points down on your scale or whatever. But it's like those 5 negative cons, if you
Yeah.
will, that the guy brought up in his article it's not enough to weigh it down.
Yeah.
It's those 5
Yeah,
negative
obviously.
points aren't even worth a full
They
point.
gave it almost perfect.
Yeah,
You
a
clearly loved it.
9.25, which is like another meme review. Just give it a 9, dude.
You
Whatever.
can't say negative things about a thing if you like it.
Yeah, like what? He's like acting as if, oh, you said 5 bad things about the game,
Yeah.
therefore you should rate it 5 points lower. Like it needs to be a 5 out of 10. Like why? What the fuck?
Yes, Adam Essener, you are an idiot. You shouldn't have gotten paid for this article.
Oh,
This really
you
is.
shouldn't have gotten paid for the article.
He was so toxic, bro. He wonders why he has so many fucking haters.
Like, for no reason.
I've never watched this guy, so he was fucking straight up wanting people to lose their jobs back then. Straight up.
This
He
means
still does, I guess, but jeez, look at this screenshot.
you're a fucking fanboy, and instead of giving this
Fanboy, he just dude, he said he gave Duke Nukem Forever an 8,
No, he said he would have if he was an honest.
but he said he was a fanboy.
He said he would have. He didn't.
Bro,
He gave it a 6.5.
toxic.
Hello? For now?
a fair and honest review, you overinflated the score based off of the content
He
of
contributed
your
to
review.
the average.
And now people
Listen to this. Listen to this.
overinflated the score, fanboy, and instead of giving this game a fair and honest review, you overinflated the score based off of the content of your review.
Bro, you rated the game based on the review that you made. What the fuck? Huh?
That's not fair and honest.
Huh? What the fuck is he trying to
You
say?
need to be more fair and honest.
What are these old videos, man? He's so fucking weird.
And now people
Your
think
review
this
can
game is
only
better
have 10 things.
What the fuck, dude?
than it is. This has been happening non-stop. When Halo ODST, and I know this is beating a dead horse, when Halo ODST was released,
Oh shit, we're back.
every reviewer said there were negatives. Oh, the campaign's too short. The campaign's
Yes, but
repetitive.
the positives
It's more of the same.
outweighed the
But the game gets
negatives.
a 9.5.
Yes.
It blows my mind that this happens in the gaming media. Now here we are.
How does it blow?
He only gave Halo ODST 2 points lower.
Yeah.
How does that make you
a
any
7.
better?
Oh, the game. He made a 30-minute, 3-part hate-filled video about Halo ODST, and he gave it a 7.
Yeah.
Bro, you gave it like 15 negatives. Remember all the negatives he was listing off? Why'd you only give it a 7? Why was it only a
What did
7?
he say that was positive about it? It was just one.
It comes with the Halo multiplayer, and he liked the new game mode.
Oh,
But it's like, bro, with your own fucking logic, use his own logic against him.
yeah, I know.
You gave it so many negative points. Why didn't you give it a lower
Start
score?
with Duke Nukem Forever, and the people are saying,
Mixed
well,
bag.
the gameplay's too difficult. There's some graphical issues on consoles.
Huh?
It could have been better for a modern game.
Huh?
Give it a 3.
Huh?
Yeah,
What?
they don't like
This
it.
game gets forgiven all of its sins and gets a 9.25. But
It gets
this,
forgiven all of its sins by one dude.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah. I mean, but
one
people,
guy.
but also it's like, you're really gonna compare The Witcher 2 to fucking Duke Nukem Forever?
Yes, he is. 'Cause
Really?
the game-
Unironically?
game gets a fucking 3.
Yeah, because
What
it's
did they ever do to you? What the
What?
fuck did 3D Realms
Yeah,
and Gearbox Software do
Richard
to
Young,
these
make
people?
a good point. Was it reviewed by the same person? Why is he
no,
comparing
yeah.
it to Halo?
He's comparing it to Duke Nukem Forever. This is a GameSpot review, and then The Witcher 2 was Game Informer.
Yeah.
So it's not even the same guy.
So he's just arguing. Like, who's he?
I don't
Who's he
know.
mad
He's
at?
fighting phantoms right now, bro.
Huh?
People that they're so angry that they're raping this game in reviews. I don't
Whoa.
understand it. And when this
Okay, hateful
becomes
slur.
acceptable, because when I was playing this game and criticized, I don't understand it. And when that they're so
Gotta hear that
angry
again.
that they're raping this game in reviews, I don't understand it.
Sweet.
And when this
He
becomes
goes
acceptable,
so hard for no reason.
Hearty portion of ass out there for you to eat.
because when I was playing this game and criticizing it, all I got were comments from PC fanboys saying, "But the game's rated
okay. Now he's gonna talk about fanboys again.
It's
he's
only
a
a
self-proclaimed fanboy, a puerile fanboy, if you will.
You're gonna get your own chalkboard.
Yeah, Steve, I understand you now.
9 everywhere, so you obviously don't know what you're talking about. Well, here's your
That's what you
review
sound
of a
like.
9 saying that the gameplay is awful,
watches videos?
okay?
No, I
The
don't.
problem is, the reviewers don't know how to do their job. Obviously, no one taught them actual honest journalism and honor and
Honest.
truthfulness in journalism, because the
Duke Nukem
9.25
Forever.
is not what this article said.
The 8 out of
okay?
10.
So, This
His
game
full
does
goatee
not
is
deserve
uglier,
a 3.
really?
It doesn't deserve a 5. In my opinion, it deserves a
Remember the chin
6.5.
strap?
It's not getting a fair shake.
Okay, let's
Three,
hear a
it does what the
summary.
article
Fucking
says,
jump.
Let's hear
okay?
his summary, okay,
So,
guys? Listen.
This game does not deserve a 3. It doesn't deserve a 5. In my opinion, it deserves a 6.5. It's not getting a fair shake. Now, the only thing that I can say...
It's not getting a fair shake. Bro, it's ass.
The only thing is that...
Huh?
If this version of the game really is as horrible as the people are saying it is, graphic,
Bro! He's making a fucking complained 30-minute video, and he hasn't even played the version he's complaining about. He doesn't even know if the Xbox
Wait,
version
he was
is
complaining
bad.
about the Xbox version?
Because this one got a 3. The PC got a 3.5. But it's like, how are you going to make this
What has he
video?
been saying this whole review?
Oh my
fixed-wise.
god.
then I can understand giving it a lower score. But the most I probably deduct
Jeez.
for bad graphics is maybe 2 to 2.5 points. So at the least, if this game was hand-drawn or it was 8-bit graphics, I'd probably give it a 4 at the
What?
least. You can't
8-bit?
give
What
this
the
game a
fuck?
3.
Graphics equals quality, apparently.
You just can't. Journalistic integrity, you can't do it, okay?
Yes,
Unless you're a
Phil's
fucking
journalistic
idiot who doesn't play
integrity.
any other games.
non-journalist.
Maybe if the only other game you've ever played in your life was Modern Warfare 2, and then I said,
Is he going to say Modern Warfare 2 is worse than Duke Nukem
oh,
Forever?
a second game I choose is Duke Nukem Forever, you'd probably hate the game. But
What? What is this?
when you put it in perspective with other games that are out there, which is exactly what I do. when
Yeah,
I
he's
review
literally
games,
saying Witcher 2 is like on the same level as Duke Nukem Forever.
this game is not
Thank
a
you.
fucking 3.
I meant to
it's
do
not
that.
a 5. It's a good game.
He creates a straw
In
man.
the realm, in the scope
yeah,
of things,
yeah,
in the
exactly,
realm
Renee.
of scale against other games that suck ass and got away with
And
decent
Berserker
reviews.
Snake, exactly.
These games don't deserve the abuse they're taking. Fuck the gaming media for doing that.
Oh.
This is why I'll
Fuck
never
you,
work
Jeff
for those
Keighley.
fucking assholes. Because
Asshole.
I can't stand doing that kind of shit. If my editor came to me and said, "No, Phil, you have to get
Yeah, DSP's editor, that hot editor DSP has. No, I know what he means. He means if he was an article writer.
him a lower score,"
Writer.
you know what
Which
I would
he's
say?
not. by
Which
the
he's
way.
not. He's just a guy sitting on his couch.
Fuck you, I quit, and I'd walk out the door because that's unfortunately. What
Remember he
people
told Machinima, he's like, hey, if you guys are going to treat me like this, I don't want to be with you
That
anymore.
was so
And then they're just
funny.
like, yeah, okay, see ya.
That was so funny.
He's like, ah, they
And then he
fired me.
complained about it.
They didn't fire me. It was a mutual decision.
Yeah.
should do when you have the responsibility to tell people the quality of a game and whether or not they should go out and buy it. You have no right to lie about the score of a game. This game is getting flack for the wrong reasons.
They're lying.
I don't know what
Tell
the real
somebody
reasons are, but it's
That
better
their
than what
opinion is lying.
Because they don't
How can
agree
you
with
say
me.
that? Like, I don't
Ree.
understand how you can say that about somebody. You don't know them. They just put out their opinion. They never said, like, nobody should play this game or everybody should play this game. Actually, maybe he did. I didn't read the review, to be fair. But you're lying.
Yeah.
How can you say that
disagree
to
with
another
me?
person?
You're lying.
what the reviewers are saying it is. Don't believe them. If
You
you
liked
want to
the
have
game,
fun,
liar.
you want to have a nice, fun,
You didn't
but
like it.
challenging 9-hour campaign that's not like any other game out there right now.
Shilling.
This is the game
Free
that you want
shilling.
to play. Hail to the fucking king. I can't wait. It's pretty obvious they're going to make a sequel that'll be way
That aged well. Let's go.
better because
Did they not?
they're going to actually
No,
have time
that
to
game fucking
develop
sucked.
it like a real game instead of having to throw away the graphics engine every year and have to start from
It's
scratch.
obvious.
They're actually going to get to develop a real Duke Nukem game that's going to have a real development schedule. I can't wait for it. I'll be first in line for it.
Bracky, why are
On
you looking at
DSP,
his lips,
I speak the
dude?
truth. Don't
So
listen to the
kissable.
bullshit of the mainstream
Ew.
media because they all have fucking
Bullshit.
reasons for doing what they do. They're unprofessional. They suck ass. Fuck them.
You
Trust in
suck
people like me who are going
ass.
to be honest about this stuff, okay? Because honestly,
Oh my God.
the reason that I'm honest is because I'm not employed by these companies. But guess what? I get paid by you to be honest about the games. So if you keep watching my videos, I can keep giving you the truth about games like this, so you know exactly what's worth playing and what's
Bro.
not. Okay? I'm DSP. Thanks
I
a lot
love that
for
clap at the
listening.
end. Dude, he's the honest one. He's so honest that he makes the video. That he's just
I'm
being honest.
Like my video, watch my videos, pay me.
I'm not
Give me money.
employed. Just stop at I'm
I
not
thought he was going
employed.
to stop it, and I'm not employed.
That's the only honest thing he's ever said.
Rant.
Jeez.
I had to get it off my chest. Duke Nukem Forever is a decent game. Gearbox Software should be commended. 3D Realm
I'm
should
not
be commended
employed.
for sticking in there for so long with the assholes of management that they had. And they deserve another shot to make a real Duke Nukem game that's a modern game for them.
Wow, he
So,
really like
play the
white knighted
game.
this game.
enjoy the game, and hopefully the sequel will be better. Thanks.
Stop clapping, bro. Okay, he couldn't edit that out.
What is up?
Okay, so
Oh my god.
he's
He
got
put his hair up.
yeah. Put his hair out, guys. He's slicking it back now. He's the crew cat's gone. It's banned.
Mr. Burnell, you there?
Zero editing, yeah. Okay, so that was that. He fucking white knighted the shit out of that game for some reason. So this is August 9th, 2011. The Hateful Truth, episode 33. Infamous 2. Infamous. I hope he says infamous. Do you think he'll say infamous? I hope so.
What is up? I'm Darkside Phil, and welcome to another edition of the Hateful Truth video game review series.
Negative
and I
editing.
will be talking in this video about a game that was very, very highly anticipated. And the reason I think it was so highly anticipated is because it's a sequel to a very highly praised game for the PlayStation 3. And I just can't stop burping today. Sorry.
Okay, thank you.
I feel a burp coming right now and it's about to kill me. But anyway.
Wait, so did we already move past... Oh.
What?
Remember how the first ones were like edited and he like cut out his rambling? And he had like video clips. We got past that already? It took him like 7 episodes to stop doing that.
That was a treat.
Are you serious?
We should have
God.
appreciated it more when we saw it.
He's just the sit on couch review guy now.
And this is why I do everything in one take, right?
How does he do this shit in 2023? I don't know, man.
I actually played fully through on my original Darkside Phil channel on YouTube, and people loved that playthrough.
Yeah, he always sounded like that.
So
Banana Jones, big ups, by the way.
People again were
Joji.
highly anticipating that I would play this
Albania.
game. And I've some interesting things I'd like to say about it. I have kind of mixed feelings about the game, okay? And so we're going to flesh it out. I am talking today about Infamous 2 for the PlayStation 3. And so what I'd like to say about this game are a couple things. First of all, the game picks up right after the end of Infamous 1. And so spoiler alert, if you've never played
Okay,
Infamous
spoilers. Hey, we'll skip the spoilers just for you guys in chat. Hopefully he stops talking about it here.
Cole fails.
Okay, big spoiler there. Sorry.
Infamous
I guess
1
that's
pretty
out of
much
context.
the same. You'll be using different things to fast travel. So
There you
the
go.
Power lines, the rail lines for trains and such. You will be looking for blast shards. There will be pieces of blast cores hidden throughout the city, hundreds of them. And the more that you collect, the more energy nodes will be on your bar.
So this is a review. Remember this, guys. This is a review. He's just explaining the game.
Act as both your health bar
without any footage or anything to help him out. It's just him on the couch.
So Cole has electricity powers to start, and one of the different things about this, and one of the only things gameplay-wise
Put the game down,
different
please.
from Infamous 1 to Infamous 2 is that about halfway through the game you get the choice to either
okay, spoilers, I guess.
Takes on how to and what you choose, but it also is completely different gameplay. And also going along that vein, if you get good powers or bad powers, it is significally different.
Having an
gameplay.
opinion is lying.
The good powers are focused a lot more on defense. You actually get a shield that reflects bullets and reflects attacks from people. You get a super jump, so you're a lot more maneuverable.
That with
as opposed to the
more
bad
rambling.
Powers are a lot more like just
sexy
offense.
voice, yeah.
Super powerful
DSP's
grenade
voice.
that blows the living fuck out of everything. And so what I found was
What'd you find?
During my first playthrough, because I did play this game twice.
Wow.
During the first playthrough, I did good karma, and I found that it was a lot easier to maneuver, to get around, but the combat was significantly harder. I found on my negative playthrough, it was a lot harder to maneuver around the city. Maybe
he means good and evil, by the way, but he's saying positive and negative.
It's easy to say collect blast shards and such, but at the same time, the combat was way easier, because there were some larger enemies in this game where you need to fight them multiple levels. So first you're pummeling them with maybe grenades, then you have to expose their weak point, then you have to hit their weak point with another item.
Okay, explain the game.
And I found that with the bad karma, the combat was way, way easier because your abilities are a lot more powerful, and just, I don't know, it's just a lot better overall.
Positive, meaningful playthrough. Okay, take the sip.
And so over the course of the game, you'll team up with Zeke again, you'll team up with Quo and Nix, you'll find some other people.
Okay, okay, dude,
fact,
why are you spoiling the game?
Has you facing the beast, because again, the whole... So wow, what a difference right there, okay?
Wow.
And so you have to think, I'm not going to spoil, but you have to think how interesting...
Yeah, he's not going to spoil, that's why most of this was spoilers.
Why would you team up with the beast? And there are legitimate reasons in the game as the story gets fleshed out why you would... Well, exactly,
oh my god.
If not 99% like...
Sorry, chat, he's spoiling the game.
There's two schools of thought on this subject. Now, some people would say, listen,
okay?
if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? And Infamous 1 was critically acclaimed. People loved the game. People said they loved the collection aspect. They loved the side story aspect, because there are side missions that you can do to help
Now,
people
what do I
or
mean
hurt
by
people.
this?
That'll give you either positive or negative karma, and you don't have to do those.
Yeah, he's literally saying positive and negative. Why?
The actual content of the game.
It's good and evil.
And,
Hello?
and there are people who say, you know, if there's nothing wrong with that formula from the first game, people really liked that formula. Why change it? Why dramatically make things different in this game? Because then you then take the chance of,
Is he complaining that the sequel is like the first game, but more?
you change something and now people might not like it as much as that first game. If you want my honest opinion,
What I mean is thus.
I like
Hey,
this
guy with two
game
names, what's up?
about as much as I liked Infamous 1. I thought the plot was just as good as Infamous 1. I liked the characters. I liked the gameplay. My only real gripe is that the voice actor for Cole McGrath was changed, and he sounds like he's a fucking chain smoker, and it really doesn't seem to fit the character at all. Even by the end of
He sounds like he's a chain smoker.
the game, you kind of accept it that that's Cole McGrath now, but really, I don't know what they were thinking when they changed the voice actor for this game.
Yeah, John
It just
Paul,
doesn't
Tears of the
fit.
Kingdom.
And if you need to change it, okay, get someone who sounds kind of like the other guy, not someone who sounds so dramatically different, and he does sound dramatically different, so... that's one school of thought, is if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's great that this game plays just like Infamous 1. The other school of thought is, well, we waited 2 years for the sequel.
Oh,
It's
2
great that it
years,
plays
wow,
like the
dude.
first game, but maybe we wanted some more. Maybe we were looking for you to further the
Half-Life
combat
3.
engine to some extent. Maybe we
Did he say
wanted to have
Infamous?
some newer
No.
elements that really weren't added in this game. And really, honestly, yeah, I can say
Honest,
that's a
he loves
valid
being
point.
honest.
If you played Infamous 1 and you liked it, you'll like this game, but you might
What a useless review. I'm sorry. I don't want to like shit on his opinion too much, but I will anyways.
Why? He does it to everybody else.
If you liked the game, the first one, you're gonna like the second one. Really?
get a little bored.
I mean, I guess that's not always the case, but dude, what? Like, say something. Give an
Point is,
opinion at
there's
least.
really not much new in the game. There is one new thing that I will mention,
Spoiler?
and the one really new
These
thing
reviews
that
were
they
always
added to
asked,
the
yeah,
game
hey, we're
was
checking them out now.
user-created
Hard portion of
content,
ass out there for you
okay?
to eat.
And I'm just gonna shake my head and rub my
Uh-oh.
forehead here.
Spoilers. Maybe.
because I've always been a proponent
Of what?
of the school of thought that when I buy a video game,
Those are like the buzzwords. He said school of thought like 5 times at
He
least.
sounds so much
in
smarter.
like the span of 2 minutes, and he just said it again.
and I pay $60 for it, I want a complete game. I don't want user-created content that I have to wait months for it to
Bro,
come out.
okay. I know what he's talking about. Infamous 2 is a game.
yes.
Like, you can play it. You can play the story, there's side missions, there's whatever. And then they added this thing where it's like people can make their own levels.
Oh.
Like their own little mini missions, and you can like just like jump around and shoot people and stuff. Whatever. Like,
So
what is he
He's gonna find something wrong with that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just added shit on top of it. So it's like you could play the game, and then if you want, you can just do these cool little things. So it's like, what the fuck is he gonna complain about?
You know, and this is why when Little Big Planet 1 was first released,
Little Big
years
Planet.
ago, I didn't like it. And the reason was I beat the campaign.
That time, hey,
The campaign was
Robot
okay.
Batman,
Had a
what's
couple
up?
frustrating parts, but the campaign was okay. But
Epic
at that
opinion,
point,
yeah,
the
it's a
game was
game.
brand new. And when the game was brand new, there was very little quality user-created content. There was a lot of it there, but it was all shit. Now,
Little
over
Big
the
Planet
course
was
of
great,
time,
man.
over the year and a half, you know, that Little Big Planet 1 was out, of course, then lots of user-created content was created, and some of it is actually pretty good and highly rated, and everyone, you know, critically acclaims that game now. And says, oh, it's the best game ever made because,
Joji, thank you for becoming a member. Let's go. Meaningful content.
you know, it really fleshed out this whole mod community and make your own
Mod.
game community or whatever.
Like his
That's fine and
mods.
dandy, but I knew what was going to happen. I knew I was going to get this game. And this game
Okay.
has the ability to make your own levels, okay? Now, it's not
Yeah.
anything complex, but it gives you a level creation tool.
I'm so
It gives
curious
you all
what he's
these
gonna
things.
complain
You can
about.
place enemies.
Yeah,
you
it
can have people
sucks.
holding signs and doing silly stuff. And so, I knew
Thank you,
I knew
Joji.
when I played this game when it was brand new, it was going to be shit.
Oh.
And it
Oh.
was.
Oh.
The game, when you their first playthrough, the game urges you to play some of these user-created levels. The first level they tell you to play is one that was made by Sucker Punch, the development studio of this game. You're fighting a psycho disco ball that's killing people. That's all I
Okay.
have to say.
And?
I don't have to even explain any more about it. You know it's bad. And
What?
I did
That doesn't mean anything. What does he mean?
Dude, that sounds so fake.
Ah, you're fighting a dude. Okay, if you're, I don't know if anyone's played Control, but do you remember Control?
Yeah.
Like, spoilers, quote unquote. There's parts where it's like, oh, you're fighting a microwave or a TV flying across the room.
Yeah.
I don't have to say anything more. That sounds
That's
stupid.
such like a
but it's like, bro,
fake like thing to say.
what a terrible like thing
I
to
know,
say.
he's
Control's an
being-
awesome
he's
game,
being
bro.
so fucking fake. Like you could just tell. Like he's being like so smug about it too.
Yeah,
It just-
I don't have
it
to say
feels
more.
So weird.
Come on. Big ups Nova F.
actually off camera, okay, I did try one or two other of the user created levels, and they were god awful. They were just
God
something
awful.
like that. Again, I guarantee
They were
you, in 8
AS.
months' time, if you go to play this game again, there might be some really good user created.
He's gotta hold the game
but
up
right
again.
now, it's shit.
Else, how are you
And
gonna know
so
what he's
why would I
playing?
even factor that
How do you know
into
what he's
my
talking
review?
about?
I'm not going to, because this game.
What? So why the fuck are you wasting time talking about it if you're not even gonna factor it
really Little
in?
Big Planet, where you were meant to sit there and wait for user created levels to be made. It's just something they kind of
How the
tacked
fuck
on
exactly?
and hoped that people would like it, but unfortunately,
Awful.
user created content
AS.
doesn't really matter in a game
Yeah.
like this. There is user created content. These missions actually do show up in the city map, just like all the other missions.
you don't
in the
have to
game,
do them.
and you can do them
That's
whenever
just-
you
that-
want. And if you
just
beat
don't
them,
do
you
it.
get experience. But after doing a couple of them, I had no desire whatsoever to ever go back. And actually, in my second playthrough of the game where I did Evil Karma, I never did one of them. I skipped
now
all
he
of them
said
and
Evil.
Fuck that. These are horrible. There's no reason for me to waste my time
Okay,
on
you
dumb
said you aren't
user-created
factoring them
content.
in, so move
it's a
on,
nice
please.
thought that they put that in here to try to add replayability, but it falls flat on its face because it's just not good. It's just, and it's not the fault of these guys. It's the fault of you can't rely on the users to make good user-created content. You should.
Yeah,
if you want
Gary's
the
mod, get the fuck out of here.
content to be
Trash
in the
ass game.
Put it in the game yourself, sucker punch. Don't count on other people to make good user-created
Sounds
content.
like Mama
So,
Bird.
But they put that addition
overall,
into the
what do I
game.
think about Infamous 2? I think it's a good game.
Are you
I
rewounded?
think that,
Play
again,
Girls Frontline 2? I
Anyone
think
who
you're
liked
like
Infamous
behind.
1 is going to like Infamous 2. There's no doubt about it, because it's almost the same game.
He really was
in a
LARPing
different
some of
environment,
Evil Karma.
with slightly altered powers, with some interesting
minute, he
things
does.
that change later on in the game. One thing that I do want to mention is that you do, unlike the first game where it's all electricity powers, later on in the game, depending on your karmic choices,
Okay,
you can actually get
more
ice
spoilers,
or
I
fire
guess.
powers as
Big
well.
ups.
And that's kind of neat, but really it's just kind of a graphical thing. Meaning,
Debunked.
oh, look, it's a fire attack. So what? It's an explosive grenade. You had explosive
He
grenades
looks a little
before
evil in this
the
video.
first game. It's
No, but
just
he's
right
wearing blue, so he's good.
now it looks
Oh.
like it's fire instead of
Hey, these are the same posters. I just realized. He still has the same things. He brought those across the country.
electricity. So it's really not that big.
When I
of
was
a
researching my last video, I actually saw the video where he showed them off for the first time.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it so interesting?
Here, I'll see if I can
difference
find
or
it in a new
change
tab.
from what was
Oh,
going on in
yay.
the first game. But it is a nice twist that they give you some of those changes. And again, being able to side with either Nyx or Quo and do different side missions, that's pretty interesting. The fact that there are two completely different endings and they're dramatically different, unlike the first game where no matter what you do, you still end up fighting Kessler. In this game, the endings are very different. And really, depending on which ending you choose, it could definitely lead
I don't
into
know
an
if I can find
Infamous
it.
3. Either way, and so I was kind of wondering by the end of this game, I wonder if they make an Infamous 3, if it's going to go off
Infamous
the good
3.
or bad karma ending, because they both have legitimate plot lines, and I'm wondering what the hell they would be.
Legitimate.
So,
It's a weird word.
overall, what do I think of Infamous 2? A good game. It's a good game.
Good game,
But
thank you.
they didn't
But-
really go outside the box or change that much from Infamous 1. And
Sounds like
Infamous
this
1 was
Zelda
good when it
review
came out.
opinion
This
slash
game's good,
style
But I
opinion.
can't give it a spectacular rating simply because they didn't really do much different.
It's not
They
the
just
best
said,
game
okay,
ever.
They like part 1, just make part 2. Take that same model, put it over here, cookie cutter from the first game to the second game, and just fill in the blanks with a different story and a couple different characters. And that's pretty much it. So, if you really liked the first game, I highly recommend this game. If you didn't like the first game, you might as well fucking just never even go near this
How many
game.
times
You're
has he
gonna
done that
absolutely
since we've
hate
been
it.
watching?
It didn't improve or
How
really
many
change
times has he
upon
thrown
much
the
at all.
case like
Pretty much
that? I
the same
swear,
as
it's been
Infamous 1.
more than
what do I
3
give
times.
Infamous 2?
I like when he
I
puts
would
it back
say
up.
Yeah, he picks it back up,
if
just
they
like with the
had added
Scarface
something new
game that he threw behind the couch.
significantly added to the gameplay, I'm
and the
giving
Wii
it
U he threw in the garbage.
He threw a Wii U in the garbage.
Yeah, and then he pulled it out when he needed to play Zelda on the Breath of the Wild Switch.
higher than an 8. But because they didn't, I have to give the game a 7.75. And It's just it's a shame because
7.75.
I wanted to give the game a higher score, and I was kind of waiting the whole game for a moment of greatness. Like, here's going to become something totally new and different. That's going to be
Charged
really
back
cool,
them
right?
at you.
And it just never happened. It was
Out
just
of
the
the trash.
same kind of stuff, the same exact gameplay from the
Wow.
first game. I really didn't feel that there was enough new to this game to give it a "you must buy this game right now" kind of a deal.
This is so
I
dumb.
think the game is long. It is long, by the way. The campaign. Of
I gotta
it
say,
could be anywhere from.
I
What?
don't like when people review things and then use like decimal points in their review.
Yeah, that's it's a 7.75.
Yeah, I mean,
what?
like do it in like
Do it at
increments
least a
of
5,
I
yeah.
think increments of 5 is fine, like 0.5.
Yeah, 4.5
But to be-
stars.
But to be like 7.2,
7.75.
8.9, 8.7, it's like
Bro, just
I
give it
don't
an
know.
8 if it's a
It
7.75.
feels like pompous to me a little bit.
He's got to be precise. He's honest.
It just feels weird to me. I
He's
never
being
liked that.
honest. Don't you know that?
Hello? Mr. Brunel, you there?
From 12 up to 20 hours long, depending on if you go for every blast shard, if you do every side mission, and you unlock all the parts of the
7.7
city,
reoccurring.
all that, again, it can add to the replayability of the game, just like the first game. So the first game you could have
Yeah.
beaten relatively quickly, or
He's so
you could have
unscientific.
taken your
He
time.
just like bumbles around his opinion, rambles, repeats himself, contradicts himself, and then he's just like, I'm gonna be precise. It's 7.75. Like, bro, what the fuck?
Show that same energy for your actual
Yeah,
review.
why didn't you analyze it like that deep if you're gonna give it that deep of a score? Like, come on.
time as well.
The
So,
Leia shard.
it is a long game. It is worth $60, absolutely. It is a good buy.
Yeah.
But if you didn't like
You know,
it, for
I
this
think
one,
he
stay
stole
away. If
the-
you're looking for
The AS thing from the Angry Nerd.
Oh, I thought that was what he did.
I don't think he did it knowingly. Like, he did it
Yeah,
subconsciously.
probably.
He just
Because
says that.
He watches them.
Because especially since we first watched part 1 of this series, yeah, he
What the fuck is a
something different from
7.75?
this one.
Is that what he said?
Really
Yeah.
stay away.
What
You're
is
not
that?
Gonna like this game.
hits his review.
But it is a good game. It's just not a great game because it is too much like the first.
Just give it a 7.
And really, I was looking for more. I was looking
Or an
again. You
8.
have a sequel. I want some more. I want something new. Not something that's going to
Imagine if they did something new. He would then say, they changed it too much. It's too different from the first one.
Second Son?
Infamous Second Son.
Yeah,
Is that what
wasn't
it's
that
called?
like something different?
No, it's pretty similar.
Oh,
It's just like new graphics. Yeah, but I can't wait. What's something they changed for the sequel, and then he's like, it's so different. It's too different. I don't know why it's like supposed to be a sequel. It's supposed to be a sequel, and they made it so different from the original game. What the fuck?
What game has he done that with?
I don't know. I'm asking.
Oh,
Street Fighter 4?
Huh?
Yes, any Street Fighter game.
Oh.
Oh, come on, dude.
Bruh.
completely change everything, but at least give me something that I could say, wow, that was cool. It was like the first game, plus there was some this cool, new, neat stuff that I really enjoyed.
That's what the second
and I just
game
didn't
was.
get that out of this game. So Infamous 2
I disagree
for me,
with him there.
It's a 7.75.
Zelda, yeah.
And you might not
They
like
added
that,
like Gary's mod building
He's
and
gonna-
shit.
he's gonna
It's
talk
too
shit.
different.
because you might really like the game, but unfortunately, again, I'm honest. I give honest reviews. I
He's
scale these games
honest.
against each other and compare
Huh?
it to other games.
You
compared
think it's
to
an
stuff
8.
Like that.
You're
Like, for
wrong.
example, Infamous
You're
1 when it was new,
lying.
I probably would have given like an 8, maybe an 8.25, maybe even an 8.5, because at that point it was something new. Now we're 2 years
Nice.
later and it's the same damn game, and you have to really.
Oh
put
my
in more
god,
effort
what
than
a
that.
stupid.
And
He's so
just dial it
frustrating.
in.
I
Not
would
saying
give it
that
a
they
higher
got-
score if it was a different game.
Not even different, just like if it came out 2 years earlier. That's what he just said. He said like if it came out when the first game came out, I would have given it a higher score.
What?
It in, but they could have put more effort in and put some variety in there
Belch
that just
tip.
wasn't there. So, 7.75 from me. That's it for the Hateful Truth video game review series, and I will see you guys later for another game. Thanks.
No, thank you, DSP. No editing. Can't cut that out.
I
What is
love
going
when
on,
he
everyone?
fiddles with the camera at the end.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so this next one is The Hateful Truth, episode 36, Deus Ex Human Revolution. Spoilers, potential spoilers. He might spoil the game, of course. I'll try to skip them. This was in August 28th, 2011. So
What
that's
is going
that.
on, everyone? Darkside Phil here with another edition
Final Fantasy,
of the
yeah.
Hateful Truth video game
He said it
review
killed Final Fantasy, didn't it? He said like, oh, it's so not Final Fantasy.
series. My air conditioner is a little bit on the louder side because it's currently
don't
in the
turn it
middle of
off.
a hurricane and it's hot as balls, so it is pumping.
Wait, what did you say?
Why does
a
it
little
look
bit on the
different in
louder
every
side
video?
because it's currently in the middle
Sorry.
of a hurricane and it's hot as balls, so it is.
Did he say? Well, hold on.
My
What?
air conditioner is a little bit on the louder side because it's currently in the middle of a hurricane and
It's in the middle of a hurricane.
it's hot as balls, so it is pumping. I'm trying to keep this place cold just in case the power goes out. Okay.
What? What? He's trying to keep this place cold in case the power goes out.
Oh, so that when
Huh?
the power goes out, he won't be able to use it. Like the house will take longer to cool down, to heat up. I mean,
Because he's keeping it cold.
he's keeping it cold so that if the power goes off, it's going to stay cold for longer because he made it colder to start.
Okay. Yeah, keep your AC on during a hurricane.
So
I
anyway,
guess.
today we're going to talk about a game that took me kind of by surprise, and I think this year, 2011, is really officially can be called the year of the PC game
He's
sequel.
preemptively cooling his
Meaning
house.
this year there were a lot of games
Yeah, I think it was
that
Hurricane
originally had been made
Irene.
exclusively for PC quite a while ago,
Irene.
and all of a sudden, for whatever reason, new versions of these games, you know, the newer installments, came out in 2011, and it all started with Duke Nukem
Whoa, for some reason they came
Forever,
out. Maybe for like
continued with Alice
people to
Madness
buy them or
Returns,
something?
and now we have the third major release that it seems to be following that vein, Deus Ex Human Revolution.
wow, these weird like PC games came out on console? Like what for some reason? Why would they do that? Oh,
Now,
that's weird.
Deus Ex, I did play a little bit of the original Deus Ex back in the day when it was first released. My friend actually owned it for his PC, and
Friend.
I knew, you know,
Who
it's
was
a
this
game where it's
friend?
a first-person
Was it
game,
Howard?
but it's
Ah,
not
they were never
necessarily
really
a first-person
friends.
shooter per se. It's not a kind of game where you're going to run and gun like Call of Duty or anything like that. The game is
Deus
highly
Ex.
involved with role-playing, and depending on what powers you purchase in the game as you complete quests, the
Permanently
game can
suspended in
actually
meat
be
sweats.
it can be played completely differently. So, for example, if you like, during the course of this game, and if you spend all of your experience points, in this game they call them praxis points, every time you gain a level, if you put them into combat abilities, well, then you can kind of play this game a little bit more like a run and gun, where you can aim way more. You know,
Oh, yeah,
there's no
Deus
recoil
Ex.
on your weapon. You
Run and
can
gun
use damage
game.
upgrades to upgrade your offensive weapons, and you could just kill everything, you know, that comes in your way. And if that's the case, if that's how you want to play the game, what you'll have to do is highly rely on buying ammo, looting from all the people who you kill, so
Reaxius
you get their
points.
money and their ammo off of their weapons. Now, on the flip side,
Baby
you can choose
mafioso.
to play
Yeah, he's
this game
Italian,
as
dude.
completely at like sneaking gameplay, such as Metal Gear, or another comparison would be Crysis. Where
Think
you have the cloaking
Bloodborne.
system, and that system is present.
That's something else that he always does that kind of bothers me. Whenever he talks about a game, he always feels the need to bring up another game.
Yeah, because he compares games against each other.
Like his Vampire review. Guys, remember Vampire? He would call it Vampire. He said, think Bloodborne so many times in that review. It's fucking ridiculous.
in Deus Ex Human
Did you think
Revolution.
Bloodborne?
So
I guess
really,
I had to,
depending
yeah, I
upon
must
how
have.
you want to play the game, it could be a completely different experience. And
Just like Dark
that
Souls,
is how
exactly.
the original Deus Ex games played. And I
Oh,
was
if he
one-
reviews Life, I mean, for Life of P, also, he's been doing that. Like, think Bloodborne mixed with Dark Souls, mixed with, Sekiro.
Nothing can ever be its own thing.
It's just like, he always does that. It's really weird.
And, you know, when I got this one, if they were going to follow suit, or if they were going to maybe change it up and they were going to modernize the game, because as
Yeah,
you know,
little calcium,
a lot
we're
of these
missing
games from
out.
back in the day had kind of a difficult learning curve,
Wonder
a
how
lot
much
of a
those
higher degree of
pieces are
difficulty.
His
And a lot
signature's
of
on the.
unforgiving
Yeah.
parts. And I was like, gee, I wonder if they're going to dumb down Deus Ex for this generation of games. Well, I'm pleased to say they did not. It is pretty much very similar to the
They
original two
anti-pig-
Deus Ex games. Obviously with
pig-proofed the
some
game.
modernization improvements, but it stays true to that formula where
Sale says
you can do...
play-
You
Can you say Bloodborne like DSP one more time?
Bloodborne?
Why do you Why do you want that?
Because that's how he says it.
You gotta
Think
work,
Bloodborne.
you gotta work the jowls.
Black Cat Bust. All that shit.
beat the game however you want, but it is actually kind of hard. Meaning
They didn't
you don't
dumb it
have
down.
unlimited fucking health like you do in those
They
games
didn't
like
do
I was saying,
it.
like Halo or Call
Huh?
of Duty, where you take 7,000
No,
bullet
probably not
shots and
Killer
you're
Grooves.
still running straight through and you melee the
Fat
guy in the
B.
face. That's not going to happen in
Fat
Deus Ex Human
B.
Revolution. In this game, you can only take a couple bullets. In some cases, it's
Yeah,
instant
little
death.
calcium. You're wrong. Your opinion's different. You're wrong.
Get hit, and it's very realistic in that manner. Even if you get all
Blue
the defensive
blur.
upgrades in the game, which I did during my playthrough, you
I guess he's
still
not spoiling the
can't
story
take
in this
a lot
one.
of shots, and so it really makes you try to figure out how to be good at the game rather than just kind of bumbling through it. You know, some person who's not
just
good
did it.
at this style of
Bumbling.
game is not going to do very well unless they put a lot of time into it. And so I really like that aspect of the game. I like the challenge of the game.
Oh, he likes
that
this
being
game.
said, I don't feel that this game was too
Oh,
difficult
boy.
or that there were any parts, honestly, in the game that felt too difficult to me. And it's funny because, you know, a lot of people say, oh, Phil's just an average gamer and, you know, he likes those easier
Oh, a lot of people say that. Dude, you say that. You say you're the Joe Average gamer. What are you talking about?
games like Call of Duty. That's actually not the case. I like a game that gives me a little bit more challenge when it comes to the quality of the game.
He likes
Now,
the
it might
hard
not lend
games now,
itself
guys.
as well
When it
to
comes
doing
to
a
the
playthrough,
quality
and that is
of
the
the
case.
game.
I think that I tried to do as much as I could with this game, but I think that the game kind of
You,
spoke for
yes,
itself
you.
in a lot of places. And so I didn't really have to do a lot of commentary or a lot of jokes or such. I kind of let the game speak for
Or
itself as I
such.
was playing it most of the time. Now, I would like to talk a little bit about the story of the game, so you know what to expect. I'd also like
Okay.
to talk a little bit
Spoilers.
about the things that I really liked about the
we will
game
skip
and
that.
the things that I didn't like about
Loading
it.
times. Here, let's
The
get to
loading
that.
times are exceptionally short. If you install this game on your hard drive for Xbox 360, the loading times are, at the most are like 25 seconds, which is exceptional.
Jeez.
If you remember, when I was
Old
playing
games,
Fallout
eh?
3 and Fallout New Vegas, both games
Quote,
had some
unquote,
issues with loading and exceptionally long loading times. So
At any moment.
that, I think, is something
Big
in
ups
its favor. But
241 tacos.
but the world
Killer
here
Groups,
is a
John
lot
Paul.
smaller than the
Hey, guys.
world of those Fallout games. Remember, Fallout is a completely open world experience just like this is, but you
He's
can go
comparing
anywhere
this to
you want
Fallout?
at any time as long as you can survive. You
Seem
can't
like
do
two
that in
ways.
this
Oh, no,
game.
no,
In this
no.
game,
He's saying
when
it's
you're in a
not
certain
like
town,
Fallout.
You only do the things in that town at that time. You can't
Guys,
leave
think
and go to
Fallout.
another town or another location
Think
until you're done with
Bloodborne.
the story portion of the game in that town. So that is something to be said about the game. It doesn't have as big of a world as Fallout did.
Aim down, dude. God, we need
But
like a
again,
counter
the
next
loading
time.
times weren't that bad, and there weren't that
Touch
many
game
bugs,
case
as opposed to
counter.
Fallout, which had the bigger world, had a lot of game bugs.
Jesus
I
Christ,
found
man.
very few in this game.
Grease on
The other
fleek.
negative thing, there's two
Like a
more.
shirt, it's
the next negative
Godzilla.
thing about the game is
I think he still
the
has
voice
that.
acting of the main
I
character,
wouldn't be surprised.
Jensen, kind of sucks. It's
How
more
he
like
doesn't
a
like the
monotone
voice
and
acting.
He's always talking like this, and you can't ever really tell if he's excited or if he knew what the context.
Ironic, this guy talking about someone's voice.
Yeah, but I also feel like that's the point. If that seems like a
yeah, it's the thing that happens to him at the beginning of the game is
what
pretty
he's saying
serious.
wasn't the game, and that's why he couldn't. You put accentuation on his voice. Really, it just sounds like a guy reading a script. It doesn't sound
Oh
like.
yeah,
You know what the best comparison is? And it's kind of funny.
that's
'cause
one
he
of my
kinda
favorite
looks like
parts of
him.
the game is the dude, the main character.
Compared to Neo from The Matrix, Keanu Reeves. He's a bad actor.
Keanu
He sucks.
Reeves.
The best movie ever.
Keanu Reeves.
Hello, for now.
Bill and Ted.
Bro, I love
okay?
Keanu
That was-
Reeves
that game, he was
and
playing a
Bloodborne and
dumbass,
Robust.
When he did The Matrix, he was kind of good in some of the action scenes and things like that, but whenever he got the dialogue, he would always talk like this, and he would never change his expression. And that's kind of what happens with the protagonist here, Jensen, in this game. He really never has a change in his voice, and so that's really annoying. I think they could have done a lot better there.
Denton.
Now, maybe if they'd explained it and said, well, maybe his personality is a little bit suppressed because he has all these augmentations in his body, then I would
Yeah,
have
Killer
understood
Grooves,
it.
you're
But they
right,
never
too.
expressed that at all.
You didn't play
actually
it.
do run into other people in the game who are
It's on
augmented,
PC.
who have great.
People
crazy
should nominate him to
personalities.
play
So
Deus Ex
really,
1.
It doesn't make sense that he's such a monotone character. I think they could have done a better job picking a better voice actor or doing the
Voice actor
work
like me.
and coaching the person who did the voice work to read
Oh,
it
we
and
needed
be
a
a better
coach,
character,
apparently.
more interesting character. And the only other complaint that I have about this
Is that
game
true, Snood?
is that at some points in
Oh,
the game,
have you guys ever seen that WWE 2K like 13 or some shit video where DSP like did voice acting? You guys know about this?
wait, what?
Like 2K13 DSP gaming.
Oh, that's so bad. I don't want to watch that.
Do you guys know about
That
this?
sounds so
Or am I crazy?
cringe.
This.
Survive Street treats you again.
Hold up. So this video is by Be Awesome One. Is this like a legit fan video? Hold up, I'm just gonna...
No.
Was it AI? I can't tell. Yeah, Ann Leet is like, I can't tell. Anyways, let's check this out because this is a derail and that's what I'm known for, I guess. So,
So would you
we need to pump this audio.
Derail.
We'll come back to this. Let's pump this audio up.
Survive Street treats you again? I said, would you the
Hello, audio?
voice act? I've already said in the past that would probably be pretty fun.
Hello.
Voice acting. People have said they think that I could be a good voice actor, that my voice could suit certain styles. But
Not even
sadly,
mean.
the voice acting industry is a very
It's a detractor now?
industry. You basically need to know someone to get into the industry.
Never heard of this.
And, you know, for me, to be able to take time away from streaming to even try that, it's not even a possibility. So.
That's a
Oh, God. Yeah, hot audio. Thank you. Yeah, so this is a voice acting style reel. Is this legit? Because here we even have Ann Leet in the chat, or in the comments.
With all due respect, Mr. McMahon, this is bullshit and you know it.
Is this real?
I've been doing gameplay playthroughs since the very beginning. I'm the only average Joe gamer on YouTube. Everyone else just does it for money. I should be champ by default, not fighting against that pro troll Kane. Everyone saw how I beat down Kane last week on Raw. For some reason I lost because I couldn't see the rules anywhere. Nothing I can do. Due to broken match mechanics, I believe it is only fair that I should be champion. You can't do this. That belt belongs to me.
Is this real?
I don't even know what to say.
What is this from? Guys, does anyone know? This is a Be Awesome 1 video. Like, did he help someone create a campaign or something?
Anthony who? Oh, you mean Kane's friend Amzer, whatever? He's just a hater and a nobody, and he lives off other people's fame.
Or is this just him playing WWE, reading what they're saying, and then someone just edited, like, the gameplay over
That's
it?
what I think it is.
But why is he, like, trying so hard? What?
He's also lucky that blocking and reversals
Also,
weren't
yeah,
working
he's
for
being
me.
himself.
Otherwise, I would have
AI,
knocked him into next
apparently.
week.
It's AI,
You know,
okay.
I'm sick of these two haters spreading
it
lies
really?
about
It
me
sounds pretty good.
because they're jealous. They keep bullying me, and I'm tired of it. You know, I'm gonna end them once and for all.
Like, even this part was
It
AI?
belongs to me. Anthony who?
I don't think it's
you mean
AI.
Kane's
Like, this part was AI too?
friend Amzer, whatever? He's just a hater.
That's pretty good for AI.
Nobody.
That sounds
He lives-
like...
It did come
They
out.
keep
8
bullying
months
me, and I'm
ago.
tired of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Could be
No,
AI.
I'm gonna end them once
Yes.
and for all. What are you doing here? Nobody can even pronounce your handle, let alone take you
I don't know.
seriously.
Probably AI. Okay, well, that was a derail, so we'll get back to it, I guess. We'll do... Sorry about this. Here it is. The Hateful Trend. Oh, God. Okay, let's get back. We're back!
Who have great, crazy personalities, so it really doesn't make sense that he's such a monotone character. I think they could have done
Why is
better
this
job
sped
picking
up? What is going on?
Is it?
Yeah.
a voice actor or doing the voice work and coaching the person who did the voice work to
Oh,
read it and
that's why.
be a better character, a more interesting character.
Nice
And the only
snort
other
there.
complaint that I have about this game is that at some points in the game, it is kind of stupid where, let's say you're trying to do stealth, okay? So you're trying to get through this area and all of a sudden a guard who doesn't have line of sight to you sees you. And it happens a couple times
Likely
during the
voiced
game.
over
At
the
one point
story
I was under
creator,
a
the theater
staircase,
sat and made and
and the
didn't-
only way the
Yeah,
person
I mean, I
could
don't
see
know.
me
I don't know what that
was
video
if
is.
They were on their
It's crazy,
hands and
though.
knees looking through this hole under
But
the
yeah,
staircase.
Deus
This
Ex
guy
voice
was
acting
walking
sucks.
like this and saw me somehow through the staircase. And that kind of annoyed me. And it happened a couple times during the game. It wasn't too much. For the most part, the stealth is very accurate. But it did happen a couple times. And I was like, maybe that was the one part of the game that could have used a little bit more polish. But what I
Polish,
really
like him.
thought was that they did a good job overall on those parts of the game. Now, the one last thing that I want to talk about there are boss battles in the game. And unlike other games that come
Boss
out,
battles.
it didn't completely change the gameplay of the game when you go into these boss battles. Like, some of these games, they say, oh, it's a boss, and all of a
Some of
sudden
what
you're
games?
not doing sneaking,
The
you're not
Deus
doing
Ex
top
games?
shooting anymore. It's some weird pattern game. That
Or
you
is he
have to
talking about
figure out to
random
kill the boss,
games?
And this has happened with a lot of different games. I'm going to have to say it, Metal Gear Solid 4 was one of them where at some point you're supposed to know to use a syringe and stab the boss, and it's like a pattern fight where you need to know exactly what you're doing. This game lets you use your abilities that you've unlocked to beat the bosses.
Puzzle boss.
fairly
Yeah,
and
any
legitimately.
any boss that he can't solve is a puzzle boss.
Feels like a
Yeah.
fair game. It's very realistic. So, for example, the first boss I fought shot the shit out of me, and I died almost
Christian
instantly.
Bale.
And I said, okay,
0.75
let's
out of
up.
10
So
voice
next
for
time, I
Batman.
started using my stealth, and I became invisible. I used
Mixed
my
bag.
cooking device.
It was a mixed
He couldn't
bag, though.
see me,
0.75.
But then he used his head and said, well, if I can't see him, I'm just going to fucking throw grenades everywhere. So he started chucking grenades and killed me that way. So I said, okay, now I'm going to use stealth so he can't see me. And before he has a chance to chuck his grenades,
this
I'm
part
gonna
of his
chuck my
review?
grenades, make him stunned, and then I'm going to pull out my gun and blow the shit out of
explaining
him.
his-
So what did I do?
Also,
I did
why
that.
did he call this the hateful truth? I don't...
Because he's
I think
he's the hateful.
No, I know,
thing you
but
hate.
we talked about this. Like, why didn't he call it, like, I don't know, the dark side reviews, or like
Because he liked
I
hateful
don't know.
games.
He never used dark side for anything. Like, why did he never use dark side instead? Like, for the branding purposes?
Because he liked being like
The what?
He liked being toxic.
I don't know. It's just weird. Why did he call it that?
Invisible. He didn't know where I was. He was trying to figure out if he should throw a grenade or not. I stunned him with my
He
grenade.
likes
pulled out my
Phil. He
fucking
liked King of
shotgun,
Hate,
went
but
boom,
not
boom,
Dark
boom,
Side.
boom, and just unloaded.
Why never Dark Side?
Until he
Dark
died.
Side.
The second boss,
Hateful Truth was clever. I guess
so
so,
many
yeah.
abilities at that point in the game, and I upgraded my weapon so much that it was even easier. She killed me once or twice quickly, and then I said, all right, I'm going to be smart. This boss cloaks just like me, so I'm going to cloak so she won't know where to attack. Then I'm going to chuck
He's
a
doing,
grenade.
like, story
it's gonna
time.
expose
Like, this
where
is-
she is, and then I'm going to
it's
pull out
like,
my fucking
what's
giant
he
rifle
doing?
and blow her away. And after 2 tries, I did it. I killed her. And
Ah,
I
you
said,
did
wow,
it.
these boss battles are rewarding.
Clap.
Because unlike other boss battles in other games, you really can use the abilities that you've leveled up in the game to kill them however you
Whoa,
want. And there
you can
are
play
different
the
ways to
game,
fight these bosses,
and then you can,
just
like,
there are
play at the
multiple
game.
ways to do every stage. And every stage, you can
Whoa.
sneak in by climbing, maybe finding a vent. You could do the direct approach, go
Lemmy
right to the front
2000.
door and try
Big
to
ups,
blow
man.
your way through the area. You can
King of Hate, that
punch
was the
through
brand,
walls.
yeah,
You get that
I
ability.
guess.
You can punch through weaker walls to find hidden areas or find back ways into places. So the game has so much variety of gameplay. You could probably
Variety.
replay
Was
this
it
game
meaningful,
2 to
though?
3 times and find different ways.
You think he'll call
to solve
something
different
meaningful?
things. So
Yeah, probably.
outstanding. Everything about this game. The graphical design, the detail of the world, the fact that the loading is very short, the interesting story, the variety of gameplay, the length of the gameplay,
Yeah,
the interesting things that
L.
happen when you do the side missions. And the last point that I want to mention,
Again,
you have
using
multiple
Rogaine, you
endings.
think so?
You can have up to 4 different endings
What happened?
depending on if you do the side things
He
that
stopped
are
using it,
required
I
of
guess.
you to unlock them. I personally missed out on one of them, so I only got 3 out
This
of
is
the
a
4 endings,
review?
which is kind of a shame. I
Like,
would've liked to
bro,
see the
what the
4th,
fuck
but
is going
that's
on?
cool.
Literally
If
just
you want
doing
to see all
story
4
time.
endings, get the game yourself and find, the guy I didn't find at the end of the game. So, Deus Ex Human Revolution. I said it a couple days ago when
Okay,
I made an
here
update
we
video
go.
and I hadn't beaten the game yet, but this is honestly one of my favorite
Honestly.
games of 2011, and as of right now, it is now the end of August. This is
He had to check. He had to check when it was.
my pick for Game of the Year. Now, keep in
Game of the
mind,
Year,
this
whoa.
is the beginning of the busy gaming season,
gonna
and
give it a
there's going to be
6
a
out of
shit
10.
ton of games coming out.
It's a
in the next couple of
7.85.
weeks, and not even the next couple of weeks, the next couple of months. I mean, again, Uncharted 3, Skyrim.
Drunk side Phil, yeah.
Maybe possibly Zelda Skyward Sword. Who knows? You got
Skyward
Battlefield 3
Sword.
and the new Modern Warfare 3 coming out. You've got
Bruh.
so many games. I know I missed like 20 right there. Oh, Batman Arkham City. But I know I'm
What happened
not
to that
thinking of every
couch?
single one.
I think
There's
he
a
left
whole
it
bunch of games, over
there.
a dozen, that are probably going to end up being Game of the Year contenders. But this is a
It's like
great
an
start
anti-review.
to the hardcore gaming season of this year. This is the perfect way to start it.
Yeah, what's the score,
Do not
dude? Come
pass
on.
up this title because you think you want to save your money for another game. I'm telling you, this is a safe bet. If you like this style of game that's not a casual run
Again, with the if you like it, you're gonna like it. Like, yeah, dude, what the fuck do you think? Like, what is the point of saying that?
What do you think is going to give the game?
Like an 8.75.
Do you think he's going to?
I'll say 8.75, yeah. I'll say 8.75. Go, quick.
I'm going to say 8.56.
If you like investing
5,
time,
6.
unlocking abilities, and really using your time and experience to do things, this is your kind of game. Deus Ex Human Revolution, I give it a 9.25.
Oh,
Yes.
shit. I was closer. I win. 9.25. It can't just be a 9. It is a 9.25.
What's the
highest
2.5?
I don't know.
What's the? Yeah.
Game of this
What
year
about
so
the other
far. I love it,
0.75?
And I think
What
that a
did he
lot
take
of
off
people
that
should
for?
run out there
I
and
don't
get
know.
it if they were waiting or sitting on the fence about it. This is a game that is a must
On the
buy.
fence?
Probably the first
now?
must buy of the year for me. Okay.
Okay.
Great job by these guys. Eidos Montreal, outstanding job.
Eidos
Please
Montreal.
continue making these games. Please don't wait another 10 years to make another one. I'd like to play another one another.
They
2 to
did
3
make
years,
another one.
continuing the story.
It wasn't as
It's
good,
really
apparently.
Wait, you said
So,
Montreal.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it for the Hateful Truth game review for Deus Ex. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will
Square
see
root
you
of
here
2 out of
next
10.
time. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you for standing up and making me watch that.
What's going on, everyone?
Okay,
Dark
so
Side-
that was that. That was not even a review. That was just like story time.
That was just here's my experience with the game.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess that.
Okay, now this one's a doozy. We're gonna do Dark Souls. Dun, dun,
Hey.
dun, 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 dun.
I paid you $20 to watch Dead Island. Why'd you skip it?
I'm not gonna watch that toxic video. Okay.
Oh.
We'll do Dark Souls. So this is a big one, I guess. Let's see his 2011 opinion on Dark
This
Souls.
is my favorite gamer shirt.
Yeah, what happened to this one?
It
on everyone,
has
and
little squares over his boobies.
Oh yeah.
welcome to another edition of the Hateful Truth Game Review Series.
Why is his audio
My air
extra
conditioner's
shit in
getting
this one?
fucking loud as hell.
Oh, 'cause
and I'm
his
about to
air
go punch
conditioner.
it. Shut up.
Ooh.
Okay.
What?
Sorry about that.
Okay, just break your appliance.
And
Okay.
today, why not start a unique review with a unique beginning, right? Today we are going to talk about an extremely unique game.
Ellen is on
Today we're going to
farts
talk
there.
about an extremely controversial game. A game that is
What?
probably
Yeah, Dark Souls, the controversial
I
game.
wouldn't say it's controversial.
Yes.
Such a weird
Ah,
thing to
yes.
say.
The controversial game Dark Souls.
one of the most polarizing games in
Hello?
human history, okay? And
For now?
I have mixed feelings about it.
Of course he does,
I'll be
of course
honest,
he
I did
does.
not beat
For now,
it.
you there?
And the reason I did not beat it is because the game requires such an
Wait, he didn't beat it and he's doing a review?
Classic.
Yes, DSP. Didn't finish the game, but he's gonna review it.
massive investment of time in order to beat it that
It would have taken too much time. All his job is playing games, and he doesn't even play the game
You
to review it.
You could play a really good game and then get to the end of it and then hate the ending.
Yeah.
Why are you reviewing a game that you
Yeah.
haven't finished?
What if he doesn't like the ending? What if he
the
would have
ending.
loved the ending and it would have changed his opinion?
Yeah.
actually just number one didn't want to invest that much time.
Yeah, Empty
into this
Schedule is so
particular
obsessed with
game.
time.
And number
Exactly.
two, I actually stopped having fun with the game. Now,
Oh,
not to say
no.
that is going to be the case for everyone who plays this game. Just like every Hateful Truth review, we're going to be fair, and we're going to talk about the pros, the cons, we're going to discuss all the aspects of the
Wait,
game.
hold on.
And then I'm
He was saying in other episodes how people who are like people with opposing opinions should like go to hell and lose their jobs and fucking die and shit like that. And now he's saying that you can have a different opinion. It's okay to not agree with
not
me.
everyone's gonna have this opinion. But before you were all liars, apparently.
going to give you my final
Think
opinion on it,
Bloodborne.
and how I think it should really be scored when you are comparing
Also,
it.
this has a bad dislike to like ratio.
Whoa.
Let's see what he
To
says.
all the other games out there, and when you are comparing it to what the average gamer is going to be looking for, because that's really what games.
Oh, now he's the average
okay?
gamer again.
So the game we're
Now
talking
he's
about,
the
I don't
average
know yet,
gamer.
is Dark Souls. Okay. Now I did get the
How would he
PlayStation
not
3 version,
know?
which everyone said is the better version. I really don't know if there's any differences between the two console versions. So, but Dark Souls. First thing I want to say is Dark Souls is
I
the
wish he
spiritual
edited these, man.
successor or slash sequel to Demon's
Successor.
Souls, which came out in 2009, and by many accounts, people said it was probably they thought it was one of the best role playing games ever, and game of the year for a role playing game. On the flip side of that, there was a completely different movement that said absolutely not. Demon's Souls is just a retardedly hard game. A
Okay,
game shouldn't
regarded.
be judged as good just because it is hard or
Just
difficult.
DSP?
Yeah, is this just DSP in his head talking about
That's what I
this?
think. Whenever he talks like that, it's just him.
That was a whole other section of people doing that.
The other side of this debate, aka
This controversial
just to
series.
him.
That the game wasn't
Can't say that
self-explanatory.
anymore.
The game was gruelingly hard on purpose, and to the point where it's almost like trolling
What the fuck do you mean gruelingly hard on purpose?
Also, you can just
Like
say,
they did it by
You can
accident?
just say grueling. You don't need to say gruelingly hard.
Gruelingly hard. Think
Grueling
Bloodborne.
means
player
hard.
in
Should add that to
certain
the
parts where
soundboard.
there's no way that you will survive or know what to do
Bloodborne.
without doing it multiple times of trial and error.
Okay, this is just straight up stupid.
What do you say?
You can't possibly know what you're doing unless multiple trial and error runs.
Yeah, that means you learn. That's how you learn.
No, but also it's not true, dude.
And or having a strategy guide or having someone
maybe
hold
that
your hand
dragon
and
part,
exactly
sure,
what
at
the
the
best way
bridge.
is to beat the game in a certain part.
whatever.
Okay?
You said the
So,
best way to
when
beat a
Dark
game,
Souls was
beat the game in a
announced,
certain part is
and,
to
you
have
know,
a guide or a hand holding you.
Yeah, he bought. Oh, nice burp. He bought a guide for this game, by the way,
I've
guys.
now been doing gaming full time for the past year. People
Yeah, he brags about that, but it's like you didn't beat the game, even
Yeah,
though you
exactly.
have unlimited time to beat it.
jumped on it and said, "Phil, you're gonna play Dark
He's
Souls."
busy.
And I was on the fence at first, to be completely
Bloodborne.
honest. I really was thinking maybe I shouldn't play it because I know this game's gonna take too long to beat. It's gonna be a very difficult, grueling game for me.
Grueling
I know
again,
I'm no
okay.
expert. I haven't played Demon's Souls. I haven't played a game that's this unforgiving ever probably in my life, besides maybe the original Atari and NES games.
Okay, I was about to say, he always said how he grew up on like old Nintendo games, like Ninja Gaiden and stuff. It's like, bro, that shit's way more unforgiving.
I've never played a game like this, except all of the other games I've played like this.
Exactly.
Talking back in the day when the difficulty level on some of those games was
grueling.
insanely high.
Mouth grueler.
So I was on the fence about doing it, but then I said, you know what, I know during this time of the year there was a little bit of downtime this particular week. I didn't play it the week that it was released, I played it the week after when it was a little bit slower for new releases, and I played it for 3 days, and after 3 days I can say I've had enough. And I'm going to explain, and we're going to talk a little bit about it.
He just said he put countless amount of hours into it.
Yeah, 3 days. That's countless, apparently. 3 days.
You can actually count that.
Okay, so, Dark Souls, what is it? What the hell is up with the difficulty that everyone
Explain Dark
Souls
Souls to me.
It's not a turn-based.
Dark
So,
Souls.
it's more of along the lines of a dungeon crawler, a hack and slash game, but it's the complete opposite of
hack and slash.
game.
What the fuck is he on about? Yeah, this game's fucking Devil May Cry, in case you didn't know.
It's not a turn-based.
And
so it's more
Binding of Isaac
along the lines of a
style
dungeon
game.
crawler, a hack and slash game, but it's the complete opposite
What is he
of
talking
the
about?
common game of that genre.
Think
okay?
Bloodborne,
Dark
okay?
Souls
He just said this
What?
game is like this genre, but think the opposite of
Wait, what
this
did he...
genre.
Hold on, let me hear that again.
of the common game of that genre, okay? So it's more of along the lines of a dungeon crawler, a hack and slash game, but it's the complete opposite of the common game of that genre.
What? Yeah, you're right.
Part of this genre, but it's the
But
opposite
think the
of a game that is this genre.
Think the complete opposite of what I just told you that it's like. But I said it was like that, though.
Okay?
Okay.
Dark Souls is an
Also, Dark Souls.
Think Bloodborne, but the opposite of Bloodborne.
Not Dark Souls. Dark Souls.
Dark Souls.
Yeah.
unforgiving game. Okay? Right from the
Unforgiving.
get-go. If you don't learn the controls where there's a light slash, a heavy slash,
Oh
a
no, he
block,
has to learn
a parry,
things. That's a
roll,
challenge.
Running,
Think Dark Souls.
jumping, a plunging attack, which is jumping off of a high ledge and coming down in midair with a swing. If you don't learn these controls within the first hour of the game, you're pretty fucked. Okay, you're gonna
Whoa,
die
if you don't know how to play the
repeatedly.
game, you don't know how to play the game. That's
the first
crazy.
boss in
Fair
the game
thing.
comes up relatively
If
early
you
in
don't
the
learn
game
the
and
controls of the
gives
game, yeah, you're not gonna know how to play the game.
Nah.
Also, the game starts you with a tutorial. It literally
Yeah, the little
explains
messages
how
on the
to
ground.
do these things.
Yeah.
At the start of the game, as soon as you finish like talking to somebody.
Yeah.
So what is he talking about?
I'm not talking. It's a cutscene, and then there's like little messages on the ground.
This is this plunging
Yeah, but then you
attack.
get a
If you didn't learn
tutorial.
it
Yeah, the little messages that you
Yeah.
walk over.
Maybe he skipped
during
it all.
the tutorial when they're telling you how to do
No,
it,
he didn't.
he's probably a lot harder to beat.
Whoa! If you don't know how to play it, you don't. It's gonna be harder to beat.
This is
Whoa!
weird.
And
argument.
the game
Think
kicks your
Bloodborne.
fucking ass in the regards that, unlike other games where they're kind of forgiving, okay, you're attacking, you can take a couple hits, but then you kill everything. If you get hit just a couple times in this game, you're dead. To the point where some guys can one-hit kill you, a lot of guys can two-hit kill you, and more common enemies usually will 2 to 3-hit kill you. If you get ganged up upon by multiple enemies, you're probably going to die, unless you're really good at controlling spacing and blocking and defending and parrying. You're pretty much going to die. Really what this game is about is being extremely careful, learning and mastering the controls at
Things
a
he didn't
relatively
do.
quick pace.
But he didn't do, but he knows exactly what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, because he played the game for 3
But he didn't
days.
beat it, and he had enough, and he didn't want to play it anymore. But this is how you're supposed to play it.
How
Guy who didn't beat the game.
manage items very, very
Yeah,
well,
Ludwig.
because you're not going to get an excessive
DSP's the
amount
only
of
one
any kind of
confused.
item. And you just basically have to play the game very smart. You have to use common sense to not just rush into groups
Something
of
he
enemies.
lacks.
You can't just mash buttons
Explains
mindlessly
why I
Uh-oh.
like it.
to
Can't
get things
mash.
to work. And I learned that the hard way, because the first day that I played Dark Souls, I didn't look anything up. I didn't, sit there for hours studying and
I don't know about you guys. When I first played Dark Souls, I didn't look anything up either.
This video's just making him look stupid.
I didn't have that hard of a time, and I was like 13 years old, so I don't know, guys.
learning and practicing. I just jumped in and I died 1,000 fucking times, and I got really frustrated about it.
You have to
Now,
look
that
it up,
being
though, to
said,
understand everything.
Some of the difficulty in Dark Souls is intentional because they really don't tell you how to do a lot of the stuff in the game. Besides the very
They literally
basic
tell you
controls, there's a lot
there's
of
some
really
secrets, but-
cryptic stuff that unless you
Not controls.
through trial and error.
Yeah, not
spend a
controls. Yeah,
significant
you're
amount
right.
of time
Not
trying
the
to figure out.
controls. They don't
literally
keep that
tell you at the
secret.
beginning of the game.
If you don't have
how
a
to
strategy
play.
guide or you don't use an online wiki or whatever to figure the stuff
Nerd
out,
studying.
it's going to take you an insane amount of time to figure it
You
out.
have to
making
study
the game
up.
insanely
Study up your Dark
difficult.
Souls manual.
For example, one of the most basic things you ever do in a role-playing game is
Yeah.
cast a magic spell. In Dark Souls,
Oh
it's
my god, you didn't know how to cast a spell?
never explained how to do this. It's never explained that there's particular vendors you can buy spells from. Then you
They have to explain that? They have to explain you can buy the spells? Like, wouldn't you just see that when you go to a vendor and you see a spell? And you're like, whoa, that's a spell.
Maybe he didn't see a vendor.
No, I know what he means, because he tried to, like, buy a spell and then use it, and he's like, how the fuck do I use it? How the fuck do I use it?
I
He
can't
was
speak
really
on that because
confused.
I don't know how to do that. I don't think I ever did
have
that.
to make
you didn't
sure
play it,
that your
to be fair.
faith
Not
level
much.
and your intelligence rating
Play
are
the
high
beginning.
enough to use that particular
I know how
spell.
to
Then you
control
have
the
to
fucking
equip the
character.
spell in a attunement slot, which is
Where?
another stat that
How
you
do
need
I
to
cast
have in order to
spells? You still haven't told me.
get that slot.
Mr.
And
Brunel,
then
you there?
you have to get a talisman and equip the talisman in your hand and
Whoa.
switch that hand over to that particular talisman in order to finally
Look at
cast
how he adds, like, steps to this. Like, how he it's like, I gotta, I don't
Get
want
the
to,
pasta.
I gotta
you
get the
open
pasta, I gotta
bag,
put
you
water in the pot, I
gotta
got
boil it.
the washing of the dishes.
Gotta put
Like,
salt
bro,
in
what the fuck is
water.
wrong with you?
that your faith level and your intelligence rating are high enough to use that particular spell. Then you have to equip the spell in a attunement slot, which is another stat that you need to have in order to get that slot. And then you have to get a talisman and equip the talisman in your hand and
Why is
switch
equip the talisman and get the talisman at, like, two separate steps?
Because you have to go into the menu and
Oh,
equip
okay.
it,
and
and then
over to
actually have the animation come out of him holding it.
Yeah.
Also, this probably
You also have
takes like
to
10
press
seconds.
you have to press the R1 button.
that particular
Button.
talisman in order to
Wait,
finally cast the
button.
spell.
On
Never
top of
is
that,
this
you have to
explained in
remember
the
to
game.
breathe.
Yeah. Look at the TV, hold the controller, pick up the controller.
And so, if you're an outsider who's never played this game,
Hey, shout out Outsider.
you're gonna have no fucking clue what the hell's going on or how to do particular things in this game. The game expects you, it actually requires you to dedicate hours to figuring out
Yo.
how to do certain things, unless, like I said,
It takes hours to figure out how to cast a
It
spell.
literally-
use a strategy guide or a FAQ or a wiki.
A FAQ?
Or in my case, I
A
have fans who
wiki?
are telling me use a strategy guide or a FAQ or a wiki. Or
A
in my
wiki?
case, I have fans who
Like
are
the
telling me how to
wiki
do certain
guys?
things.
Huh?
His
So,
fans tell him how to do it.
it's pretty fucking hard
The
to figure
chat.
out a lot of basic
You didn't have the
things
chat
in
back
this
then.
game that in other games would be more commonplace and easier to figure out, or just literally spoon-fed to you during the game. You know, this game wants you to figure it out for yourself. Okay.
Yay.
Now, just because all that of what I'm talking about doesn't mean the game is bad by any means. What I'd like to
This
talk
sounds
about
like
a lot
a
of the things
boat
I
full
enjoy
of
about
bullshit.
The game. A lot of the unique
garbage
things about this
gameplay.
game
I
that
agree.
think it actually different from other games, and the reason why it's a selling point for the game, why people would want to play this
Remember,
game.
the
And then I'm
controversial
gonna talk about
game
a lot of
Dark
the things that
Souls.
I didn't like about
I
the
can't
game.
believe he
okay?
said that.
It's very
So,
controversial.
What do I like about the game? I like the fact that if you think before you
Oh, he has
act,
trouble doing that.
you get rewarded, okay? Not rushing into a group of 5 people.
He doesn't
but
like the
instead
opposite
maybe
of that, though.
Using an arrow to just
He
draw
doesn't
one
like getting
of them and
punished
kill
for
them off
not
one at a
thinking
time.
before you do something.
Figuring out how to kill a boss that maybe is really difficult, and then you figure out that important strategy on how to kill it. That kind of stuff is
You figure out, aka you read the strategy guide.
intelligent gameplay. This is not one of these mindless games or pattern games like a lot of other hack and slash RPGs where all you do is, oh, click, oh, here we go, I'm playing, he's not dead yet, okay, You're never going to be able to do
Is that how he
successfully in Dark Souls. You're going to get your ass handed to you on a silver platter, and you're going to die repeatedly, okay?
Yeah, in Elden Ring, on his Discord, his private mod Discord, he had a Elden Ring help section where people would post videos and spoilers that he could follow.
And, you know, that's a good
And?
thing in the regards that I think a lot of the games
He's
today are
losing
getting
the
really
plot
dumbed
here.
down, and I think a lot of people are sick of
boring
that.
himself.
They like the
Whoa,
throwbacks.
hold on. What are a lot of people sick of?
You know, that's a good thing in the regards that I think a lot of the games today are getting really dumbed down, and I think a lot of people are sick of that. They like the throwback to the old games where you really had to figure stuff
Do
out.
they?
Nothing was explained to you.
This guy
You
always
can
complains
spend
about checkpoints, by the way.
time with the game and feel like, you know, okay, I spent 80 hours playing Dark Souls, but I feel real good because I was smart enough to figure everything out in the game and beat all the hardest shit, and I survived it, and now I feel accomplished, okay? That's one of the cool things about it.
Oh, is it? Okay.
The boss fights are fucking fun as hell, because the bosses range from just like larger versions of cool looking enemies to giant fucking epically sized bosses.
Epically T-posed.
The bosses
That's how
are
epic they
unique.
were. They T-posed.
And every boss fight is different in some way. Some boss fights are way different than others. And the music during these boss fights, everything is epic about them. I really enjoy fighting
Epic.
the bosses in this game.
Word of the
Even
video,
when they
epic.
kicked my ass repeatedly, I still liked fighting.
He's got to hold the
okay?
game case up in case you didn't know he bought it.
The graphic design. Now, it runs on the Havoc engine, which has been
Graphic
around for
design.
a while. So the graphics aren't anything to go gaga over, but it's still pretty
Gaga.
impressive.
Gaga.
And for a role-playing game, the number of locales, the variety in the graphic design, the variety in the enemies.
Is it meaningful?
A lot is to be said here that this game, they really put a lot of polish and a lot of time into it. Okay?
A lot of polish,
That's the
like
cool
me.
thing about it.
Read.
The other thing that I
It's
actually like this about the game, but I think it also is a detriment, but I like it in particular, is that it's an open world. It's not like other RPGs where you know exactly what
Yeah,
you're
no other RPGs are
supposed
open
to
world.
be doing at all times because you can't go anywhere else until you beat this certain dungeon. In this case, you can find ways to wander into the wrong
He's not
place
actually, like,
with enemies
right
that are
about
just
that.
way hard for you to beat without you having certain equipment or
You gonna
whatever.
fact check him?
And yeah, I like that open world aspect. It really makes you feel like you're in an interactive
You are
world,
gated off
and you need to figure
certain
shit out for
areas,
yourself.
kinda.
The game never actually points you in the direction of where you're supposed to go.
But I get
which
what
is
he
another
means. I get
reason
what he
why most people probably turn to strategy guides, wikis.
Yes,
online
most people go to wikis. Guys, most people go to wikis to play Dark Souls.
tutorials to figure out exactly what they're supposed to be doing with this game.
Most people. Not just him. It's most people.
It's just to make him feel better.
Now, I do want to
Yeah.
talk about something that's very unique about this game. It's not something in particular that I delved into too much, simply because it can make the game a lot harder in some cases. This game has unique online play, okay? First of all,
Unique.
if you just connect your PlayStation and or Xbox to the internet, during the course of the campaign of the game, you will see messages that are actually written on the ground from other players. And these messages will say different things that can either
Poggers.
help you or hurt you, depending on if that
Need to
person
go
was actually
calcium.
intentionally trying to help you, or maybe they were just trying to actually be malicious and fuck up your
The
gameplay,
moves
okay?
contort Pac-Man's
And,
face.
You know, an example would be sometimes you'll be at a ledge and it'll say, "Hey, treasure here." Oh, really? Well, let me jump off the ledge and find it. And then you die because there was no
Nah.
treasure. The guy was just
He
fucking
fell for the bait.
But more often than not,
Wait, is he saying that-
Try finger butthole. Ah.
Is he saying that's a bad thing?
No, he's just explaining the message system.
like, oh, there is a bonfire ahead, and so you look around. Oh, there was a hidden wall here,
think
and I
that's
found the
funny.
bonfire. through the
Amazing
wall.
chest ahead.
I think
Ah.
I think as like a new
Okay.
player, that's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's awesome. When I first played Elden Ring, like, you know how you're in that room?
Yeah.
You go out and then you see like the horizon, like
Yeah,
you see
yeah.
the map. Like people instantly put messages like treasure down there
When-
or like try jumping and shit. It's
When
pretty
I first
funny.
played Elden Ring, I didn't have the online. It wasn't working for me.
Xbox was like bugged for like the first.
So
like,
I
week
was
and a
like
half.
so sad.
Yeah, you didn't have
I
messages.
felt so lonely.
In addition to that, there are segments where you can see how people died by touching a blood stain on the ground. You can actually see people who are really
Yeah,
playing the game
user-generated
online right
content
now
equals
have just
bad.
died in a certain area. So
Stupid
you can be a little
messages.
bit careful or wary of doing that same mistake. Also, you can see ghosts of other people who are
Finger
playing
snapping.
near bonfires or other areas. So if you're in an area and someone else that is actually playing the game near you, you can see
Only
them.
the
there,
shitty
which is
may
pretty
apply.
neat. They can't interact with you,
Bloodborne.
but
What?
you have the ability
What?
to actually travel
That
into
was
other
insane.
people's
That was
games
creepy.
in which you are basically harvesting the currency of the game, which is souls.
Harvesting,
and you can help
yes,
them
you
to actually
harvest
beat
the souls.
bosses, and you get cool things for doing that. You know, items and things that can help you in your own campaign attempts. Or the
The
flip
way
side
he
of that is
talks,
that
it's
people
just
can
so
invade your gang and join you and help you,
annoying.
or they could join
It's
you
like
in
Little
person and
Sheldon
actually
or
loot
some
all the
shit,
stuff
bro.
in your world and fuck around with you.
Mini Sheldon.
So, the telling thing about this,
His
though,
hair
is
is
that
so
people cannot
shiny.
communicate with each other. No voice chat is
Yeah,
enabled.
he cleaned himself up for this video. It's like he knew people would want to watch.
You know what I
No.
love?
What?
How I can see exactly like where his fingers were when he put the gel in his
You
hair.
can't actually say, "Hey, come here,
He's
we
like
got to do
track
this or
mark.
that."
Oh, yeah.
They just have to kind of
can
figure it
see,
out
like,
while you're playing with them. What you're supposed
money
to be doing.
creature.
and that adds to the difficulty, but also the uniqueness of the game. I like that feature. That was one of the most.
Man, what is he
going to
say negative
when I
about
was playing
this?
Game, reading these messages,
Too
trying
hard.
to figure out, is this guy telling the truth?
Yeah, now
Is
he
this guy
loves
really
the
fucking with me?
user-generated content.
And then just determining more often than not that they were trying to help me, and I found some really neat stuff because of the messages and things going on in the game. I never had the time to delve into having people join my game or me joining other people's games. The major reason was because a lot of the time when I was playing the game, I was already uploading the footage of the playthrough. So
What,
it would
he didn't have time to play online? What the fuck does he, like, summon people? He just means summoning people. You didn't have time to summon somebody?
Isn't that already part of the game? It's not like you have to go to like a separate menu or something.
No. What the hell is
It'd
that?
lag if I tried to do that, but at the same time, I wanted to try to do as much as I could on my own, and
Why not just say that at
you know,
first?
so that way I really
Why
never
even give the
explored
excuse?
that facet of the game, but I understand how interesting and unique
The
that can be.
preemptive excuse.
Like, oh yeah, I wanted to do it alone. Sure. Why do you
And
give an
now-
excuse that you don't have no time?
We're gonna move on to the parts where I talk about things I don't like about the game.
Alright, here we go.
My honest feelings about
Here
the
he
game as
comes.
a common gamer, not a fucking hardcore person.
Now
you know,
he's
who
the
plays this
average
kind of game all
gamer
the time,
again.
or dedicates a ridiculous amount of time to one game.
But you just said
And
Didn't he say he dedicated 80 hours to it? To the game?
at the beginning of this video, he said he dedicated so many hours to this
He
game.
said
That's
80.
why he can make, I don't know if he said 80, but
He
I
said
remember him
80.
saying a lot.
Yeah, he said 80.
So
That's a lot of hours.
That's a reason that he can say these things.
Ah, but I
now-
didn't dedicate a lot of hours to
I
this.
know
Those
I'm probably
fucking
gonna get a lot of
nerds.
flame for it.
Super
I mean, the first
neat.
day I played this game
It's
and I
neat.
didn't learn everything ahead of time, I took a lot of shit for it. But you know what? It has to be said. It's honest. It's truthful.
More
And this is
honest,
how the
truthful
common
talk.
He said
person is gonna
countless.
feel
He
about
said
this game, and
countless
you
Oh yeah,
hours.
countless.
Huh?
hear this because I'm
Play
sure a lot of
soundbite.
people have heard about this game and they're kind of apprehensive. Should I get it or shouldn't I? Is this something that I'm going to get fucking pissed off about that I wasted $60 on? Or is
Also, remember, he said literally before, 2 videos ago, he said, you have to know what you're getting into before you buy it. So it's like, why would they be watching this video? They should have already known. They should have already known if they're going to like it or not before they buy it, because they should just buy it.
the kind of game that maybe
Debunked his
there's a
ass.
chance that I'll like it? You know, would the common gamer like this game? All right.
Common gamer.
So here are the things I don't like about the game. The fact that
What
a lot
doesn't
of
he
things
like?
aren't explained to you. And I'm not talking about...
Wait,
oh,
he
the
said he
secret
liked that. He said that other games, it's too modernized, they dumb it down. And I like that they don't explain it.
Yeah.
Now he's saying he doesn't like that they don't explain it.
treasure or the way to fight to kill this boss, stuff like that. Okay, that's the kind of stuff you should have to figure out during a game, okay?
What?
But not how do you use a simple magic spell being so complicated and never
Yeah.
explained anywhere in the game.
You know what's like?
Not
I feel
explaining
like he's just taking that one experience of him not knowing how to use a magic spell, and then he's using that as grounds to say like,
The common gamer thinks
yeah,
that. Yeah, it's not just, he can't just
It's
say
too,
like,
it's too hard to learn, guys.
yeah,
It's too difficult.
he can't just say like, oh, I was being stupid. I can't believe I didn't figure that out.
But yeah,
It's like, no, the game sucks because of it.
critical
Everybody-
functions
everybody
of a game that are
experiences
necessary to
Classic.
win, I don't agree with. I think that at least the game should explain to you what you're supposed to be doing, okay? And like I said, there is an open world.
What does that
That's
mean?
nice. But for people who aren't trying
He
to play
just
this,
used these as positives, by the
Yeah.
way. He just finished saying these were positive things. Now they are negative.
game like an MMO, you know what I mean? A massively multiplayer online game where it
He
is an
has to
open
say
world
it.
and you can go anywhere. A lot of people for
Yeah,
console
that
games
is.
don't like that aspect. They would rather know where they're supposed to be going, or at least have
Oh, a
general
lot of
idea.
people don't like that. Not me though. He can't just say I don't like that. A lot of people
Can you
don't
just
like that.
imagine playing a game where there's a fucking arrow in front of you every single time on the ground. There's
Yeah,
just an arrow.
he
you
would
have to
complain.
follow.
He would complain about
And then
that.
every time you pick up something, it gives you a tutorial, a long tutorial explaining everything you could do with this, everything
Yeah.
all of your options with this one item that you pick up.
Yeah, he would complain about
Like,
that.
imagine
of
how
course.
insufferable that would be.
Yeah. And he would be the first guy to complain about
Exactly.
it. Yeah.
You're supposed to be doing. While this game does not give you that at all they say is go ring 2 bells. Good fucking luck figuring out where they are or what you're supposed to do when you get there.
It's not that deep.
Just
It's not
fucking
that
go out there and
complicated.
kill shit, and that's all you're told.
Respect.
Okay.
Not.
The difficulty. Okay. It's grueling. It's difficult. Now,
Yeah, also it's not
there's two
open
different
world.
kinds of difficulty. There's difficulty because there's a sharp learning curve, and then there's a difficulty
Kinda.
because the game
There's
makers
just different
were fucking
paths to go to.
malicious. This game has both, okay? Yes, there is
Both.
a very strong learning curve in learning the controls, in learning the way the world works. and that kind of
Bro.
stuff. But for the most part,
That kind
here's
of
how you
stuff.
succeed in the game. You play apprehensively. You play carefully. You got to
That's
think
not
like,
true.
if I were in real
That's
life,
just
would I
not
want
true.
to fight
Says the
5
guy
guys at
who
once?
did not beat the game, by the way.
Yeah. He didn't have time to beat it, but he's gonna explain to you how you beat
For
it.
one guy, and you play it carefully, and most of the time, if you play with common sense, you will succeed. The things that piss me off about the game are
Game
things
now,
that have nothing
please.
to do with common sense. Things that are traps, things that are meant to intentionally fuck you and make you have to replay multiple times things that you've already sped through.
Oh
and
my
already
god, yeah. Sekiro had like pop-ups whenever something was happening.
Yeah, of course.
I didn't know he complained about that though, because I didn't watch him play it. But sure, yeah, he's the first guy to complain.
I like that he said everything that I don't like about this game has nothing to do with common sense.
Yeah,
I'm smart.
he's the smart one.
beat
They're
them,
the
but you have
stupid
to beat them
ones.
over and over and over to get to the next part. And there will be times when you will instantly die, and you're like, well, now I know that I instantly die that way. There was no way for me to know that before, but now I have to replay 15 minutes of gameplay to get back to where I was, okay? And that's fucking frustrating as hell, dying just for the sake of dying, for the sake of trial and error, until you figure out, should I have done X or should I have done Y here? And you say, oh, I should have done Y, but there was no way for me
That's 2
to learn
tries,
that
by
without
the way.
dying and having to replay stuff, okay?
You're taking him literally.
Now,
Yeah, it's
another
supposed to.
thing that pisses
Yeah.
me off about the game, the saving system and the soul system. The way
The
the game works is the
saving
more
system.
things you kill, you earn souls. And the souls are used for multiple things. You can buy things from vendors, like weapons and items.
He's
You
just
can,
explaining. Yeah, this is his
level up your
review.
weapons
He's just
and armor
recapping the game.
at blacksmiths. You can level up your character at bonfires. Bonfires are fires that you find, that allow you to save your
Duh.
game. And I like aspects of it, and I don't like aspects of it. What I like is every time you find a bonfire, you automatically replenish.
Let me
all your
guess, he's not
healing.
gonna like that
That's
when you
cool.
die,
I
you
like
go to the
that.
bonfire.
What I don't like is you automatically respawn every enemy in the
Yes.
game except for the uniques and the
Oh, he doesn't like
bosses,
respawning.
Okay? So you just spent 40
That's the game,
minutes
though.
to find
That's
this
just a
fucking
way for you to
bonfire.
get more
Yes, I
souls to
finally
level up
Yeah, but-
and buy stuff.
Yeah, but that's also the game. Like, that's the kind of game it is.
He should
like
have known
you have
what
to
kind
make
of
it-
game it was before he got into it.
He should have known. You should have known, Phil. You should have known.
did it, and now every enemy you just killed has reappeared, and it could really be frustrating because the problem is the game doesn't have a lot of bonfires.
Like an essay
Bonfires
without
aren't very
punctuation.
frequent.
Yeah, it's
the
so
ones that you
like
find
annoying.
are few and far between, and a lot of
He,
the
like,
times
doesn't
what the game
breathe
ends
in
up
between
doing
sentences.
is
He
giving
just
you
spews
paths
it out.
back to previous bonfires, so that if you die, you can respawn from that bonfire and then come back. The problem being, a lot of the times you have to grind through dozens of enemies to get back to where you were when you died. And you might
Yes,
say, well, why do
grind
you need to
through
get
them.
back to that exact place where you died? And the answer is, like I said, you gain souls as you kill things, and that's the currency of the game. It's necessary to get
Oh my
souls
God.
to succeed in this game and do anything in this game.
Secede.
But when you die, you lose them all, okay? You lose every soul that is on your body. And what happens is a green
Oh my
mist
God.
appears where you died. So now you have to
Oh.
go back to whatever previous bonfire you touched, and from there, fight your way back to where you were and touch the green mist. And I could understand that if there was a checkpoint system, meaning, okay, you died halfway through the dungeon.
Checkpoints.
So
The
checkpoint
bonfires
is
are the
beginning of dungeon,
checkpoints.
Get to the center of the dungeon again and get your souls
He's
back.
the
But it's not.
checkpoint
It's go back to the
advocate.
previous bonfire, which could literally
You know what
be
he wants, like as checkpoint? He just wants to like. You ever seen him play like the Switch classic games, like NES games and
You
shit?
could save literally.
Yeah,
any
yeah.
point.
He just wants that. If I die, I want to go back 5 seconds before I died, just so I can try again. That's what he wants.
I love how like
Yeah, auto save every 3 seconds.
yeah, he uses the argument that you need to know what game you're buying like before
Yeah, you
get
should have
into
known.
it.
You should have known.
It's like all of these things. Like if he was talking to a real person, you could just be like, "Well, dude, you should have known. Like you should have. You didn't look into it before you bought it."
It's just like the bonfires are the checkpoints, dude.
10 minutes away from the beginning of the dungeon, and then you have to get from the beginning of the dungeon to where you were, and it's so frustrating to have to repeatedly do this over and over. 'Cause
But
as I
that's
said,
the game.
game's
You need
unforgiving, and when you
bonfires every
first
10
come up
meters of the
against
game.
certain areas.
That's like, bro, it's like playing, I don't know, Portal or something. And he's just like, oh, I don't like that. The fact that you have to place 2 portals to teleport between places. It's like, that's the game.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of game it is. Dark Souls, like part of the challenge of the game, what makes it engaging, what makes it fun, is like trying to reach the next point. Like
But
without,
he doesn't think it's
without
fun.
sitting at a bonfire. Like you have to make it in one shot pretty much.
Yeah, he
like,
doesn't-
that's part of the
exactly.
challenge.
He doesn't like redoing things.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying
So this is the worst
he's
thing for him.
he's just like he wants it to be his game. So anything that deviates from like what he enjoys, like I want to breeze through the game, I don't want to have too many deaths, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
I want to be able to just load, if I die, load me back 5 seconds. But it's like, that's not what the game is. Like, you have to, like, adapt to the game. Not the game has to adapt to you. Like, do you understand what I'm trying to say?
But this is his opinion.
It's like complaining about the game you're playing. It's like, maybe it's just not for you then, if you don't like it.
You have to assassinate people in Assassin's Creed?
Like, sure, you can criticize it, but I think it's dumb to, like, say the complaints that he says.
You don't think they're valid complaints?
Yeah, how did anyone unironically listen to these reviews? I don't know, because again,
it just feels like he's saying a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah,
That's
it's like it's like, oh, that's a you problem. Like, all of this is just like, hey, that's a you problem.
This sounds like if you're talking to your friend, you're like, I fucking hate this game, dude. I hate how I have to redo everything all the time. This doesn't feel like a game review. But maybe that's what he wanted. He wanted, I mean, he's the honest, everyday gamer.
And not to say you can't, like, criticize it. Like, maybe you can criticize certain aspects of things. I mean, nothing's perfect, right? Of course, you can find, like, flaws in anything. But I don't know, the way he's complaining about it, it just seems like they didn't make the game
that he wanted
adapt to him.
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to, like, that's the kind of game it is. But he doesn't want it to be like that. So then it's like, maybe it's just not for you then. I don't know. Anyways, that's my ramble.
In certain obstacles, you will die.
Do you think that it would be like a better review, quote unquote, if he said like...
He's not even reviewing it.
I know, it's just explaining what it is. Like, it doesn't...
It's curated content.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What if he said like, this game just isn't for me? He's never said that.
I don't know.
He doesn't say that. And I feel like he should say that more.
But he shouldn't have called these reviews, like in the description right here, find out the truth in hateful truth game review.
That's the problem I have.
This is mostly just like an impression video. Like, oh, this is my experience with the game.
Yeah, but
let me ramble for half an hour.
The problem is that he presents these things like he's the only one that is telling you the truth. Everybody else is lying.
But also, not only that, but also he's telling you the opinion of the common gamer. Like, oh, everybody thinks this way.
Everybody.
Yeah, I'm speaking.
Why it's frustrating.
Yeah, this should just be DSP rambles.
Exactly.
It's because, like, the fact that he's trying to market it, or not market it, but present it as a review, but he doesn't really feel like he's reviewing anything about the game. No, it's just, let me tell you how I played it and
how it
recap. Yeah, recap what I did when I played it. That's all this is.
Yeah.
It's not really a review series.
It's so annoying.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it's just that was the ramble.
But Cat agrees with them.
Cat agrees with me.
So. And, you know, dying repeatedly is going to piss you off because you have to keep going back and grinding back from shit you've already beaten to get to where you were. And it really is frustrating, that repetition aspect, especially for people who think, you know, their time is precious. My time is precious. I don't want to replay the same part of the game 42 times just because there's another obstacle that I need to learn how to beat. And
so you don't like
it. Die the first time, go back, pass that one, then die in another one. Go back. And you just keep replaying that same part of the game over and over.
That's the game loop. Like, that's the challenge of the game. That's what makes it engaging. It's like you have to, as a player, adapt to the situation and figure out how to progress.
Yeah.
The game's not just going to let you do it.
But he wants them to.
The king of retro. He loves those old games that also do things like that.
It's extremely time-consuming,
he proceeds to play WWE Champions,
boring. And that's really where
it's boring.
I want to go next with this review is...
See, it's a review.
The difference between what I feel is challenge in a game and actually becoming hard work, something considered actual work.
Work! The construction site. Put on a suit and tie and go to fucking work, bitch.
In time and feeling accomplished, okay? Dark Souls, for me, is a kind of game that it's work. Meaning, it's so hard. Okay?
Don't forget, this is the guy who said eating chicken with bones on it is work. He doesn't want to have to work when he eats food.
Okay? And keep in mind, I'm not a hardcore gamer. Like I said, I don't usually play games like this, you know? I play everything, but I don't usually play games that are this hard. I didn't play Demon's Souls. So maybe it is actually even harder for me because I didn't have a background in what kind of a game this was going to be. But, that being said, for me, the fact that you have to, oh, you died, go back to a bonfire, grind for another 10 minutes to get back to where you were.
He says grind.
That's repetitive, boring,
yeah, shaking the hell out of the box. Yeah, he needs you to know he bought it.
Because they
decided he owns it. Look, I own it, see?
Okay? For some people, they would actually probably feel accomplished and say, wow, I got past this part that I was stuck on for 2 hours. That feels great. For me, having to replay the same thing for 2 fucking hours straight isn't my idea of fun. And when I play a video game, okay,
so again, it's just like, hey, this isn't for me. But he can't say that. Because he wants you to take him seriously. He wants you to like think of him as like a real YouTuber, reviewer, gamer guy.
But see, that's the issue, is that he presents it like his opinion is law. His opinion is word.
He speaks for everybody.
Yeah.
He speaks for the common gamers. Like, dude.
I expect a video game, unless it is a competitive video game and I am participating in an actual tournament.
Yeah, I've only been fired from every job I've had.
Is something that's supposed to be sat down, learn, sure, there has to
Johnny
be some
Stupid,
kind of
I
a
agree.
period of learning, but then played and enjoy, okay? And repetition to the point of how much Dark Souls makes you repeat certain things, unless, of course, you're using a strategy guide so you know exactly what you're supposed to do.
Oh, yeah, you need a strategy guide. I was about to say, like, oh, the game forces you to repeat stuff. Like, what? No, it doesn't. What if you just don't die? What if you're just good at it?
But also,
you don't repeat it.
Having a strategy guide just tells you what to do. You still have to do it.
Yeah. It just tells you where to go next, and maybe like a strategy, like, oh, if you stand here, you can do some good damage for this chunk of the fight.
Or you found some exploits, you have godlike armor now, and you don't die and stuff like that.
Bill's not a character. Yeah, he's not a character, but it's like sometimes you forget. You wish he was, because it's ridiculous.
So much dedication to beat this game and to be good at it that it's not proportionate to the amount of fun that you get out of the game. Now that's my opinion. There may be people that like this kind of thing. They maybe actually think that the common game is too easy. They like challenging things. For me, I have no problem with challenge, but I think Dark Souls is challenging to the point where I'm going to put in as much time and
You just spent the whole video talking about how he has the problem with challenge.
Maybe I'd like to go fucking learn something that could actually help me in the real world. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna
like what? Like what? Editing software? How come you didn't spend time learning that?
Why are you making this video then?
Time and dedication into something, I want to get something out of it. And
he is the gamer YouTuber. He makes money doing this, but apparently he doesn't get anything out of playing a game.
You get to make a video and then people watch it and you get money.
One giant cope session.
I hate to say it, but 99.9% of people that play Dark Souls don't get paid
Games
for it.
should teach you IRL skills, exactly.
When people watch my videos. Most people are going to say, no, this game it requires too much fucking effort.
You know what we should do?
And
what?
We should have a tax simulator.
What does that mean?
You'll file your taxes simulator.
Oh yeah,
So
like a game.
Yeah.
A game made for him.
How to take care of your car simulator.
Yeah.
How to cook simulator.
How to change the oil. Car mechanic simulator, that's the thing. He needs games like that. That's why he doesn't play them, you see? Games like that exist. PC builder simulator.
Which is actually pretty fun.
Yeah, no, but that's why he doesn't play them. But he wants to play shit where he can learn real world skills.
You can give me
Jeez.
you brought the years
I don't know.
ago.
I mean, I really think that
PC Gaming's Dead
different
simulator.
people will like this game. There is an audience for this game. People who like these extremely hard, challenging games. They don't mind buying one game for $60 and playing it for 2 months. You know what I mean? They'll play it for 2 months and say, "Wow."
He even starts to say like, this game isn't for me. There is an audience, but he's about to shit on
the audience. Yeah,
he turns it into like, these people are fucking dumb. They want to spend $80 on my game.
People might like this, but if they do, they're stupid.
Yeah,
they're liars. They're liars.
How can anybody take you seriously when you talk like that?
Games. I have to get onto other games. I don't have the time to
Yeah, like here, he's literally implying, oh, people might like this game, but I don't, because I have a life. I don't have time to play.
Yeah.
Like, he's implying people that like it or people that enjoy playing
no
it.
lives.
They're no lives, and like they have nothing else to do, so they like the game. Like, dude, what the? Who does that?
This is the hateful truth.
When people watch my videos, most people are going to say, no, this game it requires too much fucking effort to beat it, and I don't know. I mean, I really think that.
Yeah, he wants a PC, man. Can't wait for that.
Like this game. There is an audience for this game.
There is an audience.
Extremely hard,
he wants a PC now.
They don't mind.
Hold up. Yeah, he's talking about input lag. I don't think he'll do it though, because let's say he does get a PC that can play it. When he loses there, what's the excuse? Like, he'll have
not
no
a good PC.
I guess.
Duh.
But it's like, that's the last stop. Like, oh, PC players have the advantage. Okay, get the PC, play it on PC. Still loses. What's the excuse?
It's a shitty PC.
Shitty
you gotta
PC.
get a different one.
There is an audience.
Anyways, yeah, so he says there is an audience
for this game. People who like these extremely hard, challenging games.
People who
they
like
don't
it.
mind buying one game for $60 and playing it for 2 months. You know what I mean? they'll play it for
said
2
that about
months and
Zelda.
say, "Wow, that was a great game." For me, I want to play all the cool games. I have to get on to other games. I don't have the time to dedicate to one fucking game just because the game makers felt that this game had to be as difficult as it is. And that's another thing that I do want to say. I really feel that From Software, the designers of this game, really made the selling point of the game that it is so hard and unforgiving.
They didn't do that.
Honestly, outside of that, what is very unique about Dark Souls?
Bro.
I mean, it's a dungeon crawler.
It's not a dungeon crawler.
You use magic. You use healing items. You've played games like this.
Yeah, Dark Souls didn't like influence a bunch of games and influence a whole new genre of Souls-likes. What is unique about Dark Souls besides the difficulty?
Honestly, the only unique thing about the game is that it's so fucking difficult that you will spend a ridiculous amount of time.
Yeah, not the atmosphere, not the gameplay, not the way storytelling is done,
The level design.
not the dialogue and the way you read stuff and find out about the world.
The online is like
the online
so
system
different.
that was like brand new.
That, like,
None of that
inspired
shit.
Death Stranding too.
Yeah, none of that shit. None of that shit. Apparently, Dark Souls didn't create that.
To play it completely differently from any other video game that you
Yeah,
play.
what's unique about
so,
Phil?
Is that enough to sell a game? You know what I mean? You just paid $60 to spend 80
Inspired Dark
hours
Souls.
playing a difficult game. But is that
Now,
enough?
what do I mean
For
by
me,
this?
I judge a game off of everything. Innovation, gameplay, but fun factor is also a major
Yeah,
part. And for
they're
me,
in Little Calcium. They're playing on NVIDIA Shield for lower latency. Yeah, they're playing on I don't know. They're playing on a handheld. They're playing on the Steam Deck. See, there's less latency because the screen is built into the controller. You see?
unless I'm,
Do people believe that?
No, I'm saying that's what he would say. Like if he got a PC, what would the excuse be? I don't know, some shit like that.
winning at a game, I'm not necessarily having fun. Now, again, some people would like to spend 80 hours.
Yeah, he doesn't have
this game, and
time.
then they get the fun out of it. For me, 80-hour investment into one game just to beat it is too much. It's work.
80
it's
hours.
considered work.
See, he did
And so
say
for
80
me,
hours.
For a person like me,
No,
you're
he's saying
probably
the
going to
other
think this
people,
game is not.
the people who like this game are playing it for 80 hours,
Yeah.
even though he spent countless hours
Yeah.
playing this game, by the way.
Yeah.
A good investment. You're going to say, well, it's okay, it's good.
Dark
to a point,
Souls
but
is
then when
not a good investment, by
you
the
finally
way.
get to the most difficult parts. Like for me, when I got to
Invest.
Blighttown, which is a part of
I
the
don't
game
know
where
about
it's
you,
so hard.
but buying one $60 game and being able to play it for 2 months is a pretty good deal.
Yeah, especially if you're
If it's
liking
like a
it
good
enough.
game and you like it,
Yeah.
and you're able to get that much out of it,
Yeah.
I think that's a great deal.
hard, okay? You're fighting completely unique enemies. You never fought anything like that before. They're killing you with only a couple hits. You get poisoned every time you get hit. You only
Why am I
limited items
poisoned?
You're the poison. Then later on, you end
Why
up
am I
walking into a
poisoned?
bog, which is unavoidable, which poisons you while you're in there.
Bog!
It's just like,
Hey, shout out Bog. What the fuck? Were you there? Did you watch that? That being said, that was the
then
word
later on,
of
you
when
end
I
up
was
walking
there.
into a
Oh,
bog,
right.
which is unavoidable, which
Bog!
poisons you.
That's like the-
Then later on,
the sneak
you end up
part.
walking into a bog, which is unavoidable,
Hey,
which
shout out
poisons you while you're
Bog.
in there.
Bog
And it's just like,
standard.
it's
Bog.
enough. It's enough. I've had enough to
Bog
the point where
screen
I don't want to invest any more time into this game because I know it's going to take me another 4 hours to get through this part of the game, and I'm just not getting enough reward out of this game. I'm not getting enough fun factor that it's worth it for me
Make
to
Phil
grind
work.
through
Yeah,
this fucking
EG, let's
bullshit
go.
and get to the next part of the game and that next bonfire and keep playing. So it's a unique style of game. I understand the people who would like it.
It's not a unique game. It's a unique style of game. Hell yeah. Love that
The
unique
common
style.
person probably isn't going to want to put up with the
Common
amount of
person,
difficulty.
aka me.
I would say I'm a common person.
Yeah, and what's your opinion?
I liked it until I got to Blighttown, but I can acknowledge that it's a good game. But I don't like Blighttown, and it made me
You
frustrated.
just got frustrated.
So I
pretty
stopped
much.
playing.
Okay, that's fair enough. You're not
But I
saying
liked
the game
it.
sucks.
I liked it up until Blighttown, and then I got frustrated with the toxicity, and then I wanted to
In
stop.
the bog? You didn't like the bog
That this
swamp?
game requires the amount of repetition and work that this game requires.
Work!
to
This
beat it.
game
So
is
honestly,
work. It's a construction
for me,
job.
In comparison to all the other games that I've played, and especially the games recently,
Bog.
Dark Souls is not a bad game. In fact, it's a good game.
Ooh, what's the
In
score?
fact,
What do we think?
in some
7.
parts, it's a great game. When
Dude,
you
that got
figure
poisoned.
out how to do
Yeah.
something that's
I think he's gonna say
difficult,
7.
or when
With those
you kill
dark
a really
guys.
big,
7.5.
cool boss, you actually say, yes, this is great. But then
Yeah.
kinda-
You gotta say you hated Blight, or you stopped playing at Blighttown, and anybody who kept playing is a moron.
Yeah, like
They're all
Blighttown,
mouth gruelers.
you know, people can like the game, people can like Blighttown, but you
You're
know,
stupid if you
you're
liked
kinda
it.
Stupid if you liked
get
it.
disappointed. It's like, fuck. Now I
I
gotta
love
spend
Blighttown.
another couple hours figuring out where to
Yeah,
go.
you're fucking dumb.
I gotta spend another couple hours grinding through a new
Yeah, I'm a
dungeon
moron.
until I get to another place where I can say, ah, that felt good. And for me, those spots are too few and
that
far
felt
between.
good.
So, for me, in
7.5.
comparison to all the other games that I've played this year, I'm going to be honest, I'm actually going
Why does he feel the need to say that?
I don't know, just in
It's
case
your
you-
review. What do you mean you're gonna be honest? Like, bro, I hope so.
to give Dark Souls an 8. An 8
Oh.
out of 10. And I know you were all expecting me
Okay.
to probably slam the game and say that it's a bad
He didn't
game.
beat it,
It's
by the
not a
way. You
bad
guys were
game
expecting
by
me to
any
give it a
means.
shit review.
It's just
He didn't.
I'm gonna give it a good review.
8.7456. Yes.
Hey, you were close.
He gave it an 8. Hey.
a fucking hard-ass game to play. For me, it's not game of the year.
Yeah, everything
and I know
before
a lot of
was a
people might
lie.
disagree. It's going to be those people who love this style of difficult game and
Style.
unique gameplay.
See?
In that, you know, it is
Enormous
so
on Twitch. I'm glad he keeps holding the box. So he
Yeah.
knows what games he's
Exactly.
talking about.
You gotta know he bought it. You gotta know that he bought
knows.
it.
difficult.
He was
But
confused the whole
for me,
review.
the fact that the game is difficult doesn't make it a game that makes it so amazingly good. I think that's good to appeal to that
Amazingly
niche
good.
audience, and some people are going to love it for that, but definitely the common person is not going to love it for that. So for me, judging it off a fun factor, the fact that the common person won't want to
Fun
invest
factor.
the amount of repetition and work that it takes to beat this game, I can't give it any higher than an 8.
Work.
Okay?
I can't believe he's calling it work.
So that's Dark Souls in a nutshell. I hope
Oh
that you
yeah,
now
in a
get
nutshell,
more
just a 30-minute video.
30-minute
fair and
nutshell.
balanced understanding of what this game is. And if it is for your forte to go out there and spend $60 to
You gotta
spend
look at the buzzwords he uses.
80
when
hours
he's-
on a
seem to
game
use them
and
properly.
repetitively die, you're okay with that as long as you can eventually overcome it. This is your game. But if you're the kind
Whoa,
of
if
person
you're gonna like the game, you're gonna like the game. That's like the 4th time he
like
said
me
that.
who doesn't want to put
In these
ridiculous
videos.
amounts of work into a video game, something you're supposed to be doing, that you're not competing,
He's
you're not trying
sticking to this like legitimate
to
work
win money
thing.
doing this, you're just playing a single player game, a campaign, and you don't want to put that kind of investment into it, this isn't going to be your game. And I get the feeling that probably it's like an 80-20
Yes.
split. 20%
For
of the
your
people will love
forte,
it, 80%
yes.
of the people
Darkseid,
will not
big
wanna
ups.
play this game.
Francisco,
So,
hello.
It's an 8 out of 10. Could be better, but the selling point is that it's difficult. So it is what it is. And
It
some people
is
will say
what
it's
it
game of the
is.
year, and some people will hate it. I see things kind of, you know,
Mixed
from a unique
bag,
light, and I
mixed
think
bag.
that
Yeah, it's an
a great
8. It's a mixed bag. It's an 8.
great game, but it's definitely not a game of the year contender. Because
It's
of what
not
it
a
is.
game of the year contender.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Didn't
And
he
I'm
just
sorry
say
to
it
get-
was a game of the year contender at the beginning of the game?
Beginning
Of the
game?
video?
Did he?
Yeah, he said it was nominated for game of the year or something.
Oh, but it's not his game of the
beat the
year.
game. I know I really wanted to, but at one point, like I said, I got the Blight Town. I said, no
There's
mom.
actually a fence under those cushions. Yeah, exactly.
It's
It's not the best game ever, but it's not the worst game ever. It's an 8. It's a mixed bag.
frustration into the game. I know I could keep going, but I just have other things I want to do. There's other things coming up. I don't want to
All
invest
these
any more
weird
time. I'm
excuses.
not getting enough out of the
He's
game for
got
me to play
things
it.
to
But I
do.
still wanted to give you an idea of what I felt about the game so that you know whether or not you should make it a purchase on your list. Okay? So that's it for the
Okay.
Hateful Truth game reviews this time
Thank you for
around.
the Hateful
Thanks
Truth,
a lot for
DSP.
tuning in.
I
Hope it helped
appreciate
you
it.
out and figuring out if you like this game or not.
I really
I'll see
appreciate
you guys
that.
later.
Stand up. Fumble
it
with the
on.
camera. Let's go. Okay, so we'll do a special one now. We'll skip ahead a little bit. We'll do a special one as the last one for the stream. We'll do one more. And he has a special guest. Okay, we'll do a poll. We'll do a poll actually because I'll let you guys pick since you're here, since you're chilling, since you're chilling and shit. Rambo or Panda? Rambo. Panda. Let's go. Which one do you guys prefer? Let's get some engagement.
No
okay?
context.
No context.
Just pick one.
Rambo or Panda, okay? Panda seems to be winning, getting that off to the early start. Oh boy. So it looks like Panda's gonna win. Your tits biased, sure. Okay, well, I guess Panda it is. Oh, Rambo's making a comeback. Oh, imagine. Oh, you know, whenever DSP like asks something to the chat, do you ever notice how he just like, isn't it annoying when he just looks at the chat and says, yes, yes, we got one yes, one no, one yes,
He doesn't
yes,
even,
yes,
doesn't even make
yes.
A poll.
It's so fucking annoying when
Just
he does
make
that.
a poll.
All right, I'm ending it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's over. Okay. Panda wins. Did I see the clip and Leet just posted? No, I didn't. Why? Should I? Should I or shouldn't I? Let's see. Maximal reflection on DSP/Detroit. Hey, well, okay, we'll watch this, then we'll watch the end leak clip, and then the stream will be over. So Panda won the poll. So we'll watch a Panda as Panda special, Hateful Truth. Yay!
Mr. Burnell, you there? Hello? Burnell?
What's going on,
There he
everyone?
is! There's Panda. So this is The Hateful Truth, episode 71, Ratchet and Clank All for One from 2012, March. DSP and Pandalee do a special co-op, Hateful Truth, of a game they played over the past month. Check it out! So here we go. Get that queued up there.
What's going on, everyone? Darkside Phil here, and with me today is very special guest,
Oh,
Pandalee.
will she? Yeah!
For another edition of the Hateful Truth
I was about to ask, will she do the sound, the panda sound? I was about to ask you that, and she did. Let's hear it again.
Panda is not Asian, by the way, guys.
Look at that screen cap. Anyways, let's go.
What's going on, everyone? Darkside Phil here, and with me today is very special guest, Pandalee. For another edition of the Hateful
That's so
Truth video game
embarrassing.
review series, where you can get maximum truth and minimum bullshit. And
Damn, the
today we're going
catchphrase.
to talk about a game that we actually did a co-op playthrough of, and that's why Pandalee is joining us. I wanted to get her perspective and her opinions on this particular game.
He's not
Now, this is a
Asian.
game that I didn't get a chance to play when it was new back in the fall because there were just so many games coming out during that hardcore gaming
Fuck
season,
Asian.
and it is a very co-op centric game. It's a game that you would not want to play by yourself, as we're going to discuss.
She's got a
in this
panda on her
review.
shirt. What is that? A backpack?
And,
What is she wearing?
When we finally
It's like
got
a
to play it,
vest.
I said, this would be
The
a perfect
vest?
game for someone.
Yeah, it's like a
like
jean
Pandalee to
jacket
play
vest.
this
The panda
game.
vest.
So when we got a chance, we jumped right into it, and of course we were talking about Ratchet and Clank All for One. Now, to give a little bit of
Little calcium. Yeah, we're gonna check out that
whatever,
video
Ratchet
before
and
we
Clank, the
adjourn
series has
here.
Been around for quite a long time. Was very popular on the PlayStation during the 2000s.
That's an ugly shirt.
Arrow.
And, it's been a while since
87.
there's been a Ratchet and Clank game.
I don't like the
and
V-neck.
so when All for One was announced, a lot of people were really
Yeah, DSP's
excited.
V-neck.
But then when they actually
Not
found
a
out the
good look.
premise of the game,
Hey, look,
which
he
is
has the
four-
chain on.
I was just gonna say that.
co-op,
The chain that
a lot
he
of
said
people
he
were a little
didn't,
bit
he never wore.
disappointed. Now, Ratchet and Clank has always had two-player co-op, but the fact that this game seemed that it was going to focus primarily
Ratchet and Clank always had two-player co-op. I think he's wrong about that. I can fact check his ass.
Fact checker.
I think he's just wrong about that. That's
Either
not
he's
true.
wrong or you're wrong. Either way, it's entertaining.
All right,
on the
he's wrong.
co-op aspect.
I know he's
Whoa,
wrong.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Kind
We
of
can't just
had a
assume.
mixed
No,
reaction amongst Ratchet and Clank fans, especially those who've been waiting quite a long time to play another
Panda
one of these
chain.
games. So at its core, Ratchet and Clank, is a game made for co-op, and I think we actually said several times.
Wait,
during
what?
the gameplay-
Yeah, that we wouldn't be able to play it by ourselves. Playing it one player would just be boring, I imagine. I mean,
Oh,
we found out
he
that
means All for One is made for co-op. I thought he meant just Ratchet and Clank, like the first game.
you do get AI if you play one player, but I can't imagine if it's any good or not.
Yeah, it was. We did for literally a minute, maybe played single player to see what it was.
It looks
Clank
pretty
becomes
gouty in
like
this
an
one.
AI partner for you.
Little
to
calcium,
solve
it
some of the
ruins
cooperative
it.
puzzles and probably do some of the cooperative combat during the game. But this is a game that literally shouts, "Oh, I want a friend who we can talk out how to figure out these puzzles. We can figure
Yes,
out what the
the
strategy
friend,
is to become
Panda.
a certain boss or the certain enemy." And if you don't have that, it really is going to lose a lot of the attraction or the effectiveness.
Looks
of
so
the game.
different here.
So
Doesn't she?
what is it? Ratchet and Clank All
Looks
for
so
One.
different.
It's a game starring 4 characters. You've got
This is
Ratchet, you've got
2012.
Clank, you've got Quark, who in this game has become
This is
the
only a
president
few
of the
months?
planet,
She looks
and you've got the
miserable.
longtime
Hold
villain-
up. When was the
Wait, she's got greased up in her hair too.
Valentine? When was that? 22. Yeah, it was. So this is only like a month later.
It's because she put like gel in her hair or something,
This is only 1 month after this.
or her hair's wet.
This is when she was new. Yeah,
of the
but she
Ratchet
probably
and Clank
showered or
series,
something.
He's nefarious. Dr.
Pignosis.
Nefarious. And without giving out too
Easy
much of the
big
plot,
ups.
even though there really isn't much of
Yeah,
the
there was
plot,
almost no plot.
to be honest, they find
She was
themselves
new,
up
yeah,
against a
1
common
month.
enemy, so they team up, and you can pick any one of these 4 characters.
I was Clank.
You were Clank, and I was Quark
Yeah.
for our playthrough. And primarily it is, what the Ratchet and Clank series has been. Now, keep in mind, this is the first
Dark
Ratchet and Clank
Seed
game that either of us
That's
played, but that
nasty.
doesn't mean that I haven't seen Ratchet and Clank.
That's fucking nasty.
You got that pig grease on her.
Including rocket launchers,
Hey,
regular
honey.
laser pistols, grenade launchers, guns.
Predator Strike.
I was just gonna say, guns that turn your enemies into like pigs or
He looks
critters.
extra piggy here,
guns that
doesn't
cause
he?
electrical storms.
Yeah.
He looks
amazing,
extra.
He turns his
powerful
face
melee
to look at
weapons,
her.
all kinds of stuff. A wide
Just wait.
variety of weapons, and that really is one of the places where the Ratchet and Clank series has shined over time. So it really does, in that regard, it does strike a high note.
Jeez,
But
bring
really,
your daughter
at
to
core,
work day.
Ratchet and Clank All for One is all about the gameplay. It's not
Looks
about
like a
following the story.
hostage
The story's very
video.
silly. It's slapstick.
You lie
It
with
doesn't make a
pigs
lot
in
of
the
sense.
pigsty,
As
you get
mentioned,
greased
the
good.
characters who are like a really important part of the story in the beginning.
It's like she's in
disappear
the
for
backseat
entire
of the
game
car.
and show up in the
Yeah,
last
she's
minute.
right behind him.
So it's like, were they really taking this seriously? There is a twist ending. in
Got her little
regards
backpack
to
on.
What's going on and who's responsible?
Just imagine
for
it's a
what's going
backpack.
on. We won't spoil that, but it's really nothing that you're like, oh, I can't believe it. This is so good. It's more like
unless you're 5, you're not gonna care.
exactly. And I really, at its core,
Damn,
this
shit
kind of game is
talking,
really made for a younger audience.
Ratchet and Clank
Not to say
fans,
that it's
is.
not fun to jump in with someone, and play co-op of all ages, but really primarily you can tell the age range that they were really aiming for with this game, especially with most of the comedy being like slapstick or silly pun comedy and stuff like that.
He's protecting
so really,
her,
what you're gonna end
Darkseid.
up doing in Ratchet and Clank All for One is going through a
Watch
wide
out,
variety
trolls.
of stages, including
Stay back.
Luminopolis, which is a really cool futuristic city. There's going to be ice levels. There's going to be sea levels. There's going to be a moon stage. There's going to be cave levels. There's going to be, typical for this kind of action platformer. You're going to have.
Is this the review? Is this him reviewing the game? Just explaining it?
And also some big boss battles, which I actually thought
Boss
some of the boss
battles.
Yeah, it's exactly it.
Think Bloodborne with the boss battles.
Where you really didn't know what you were supposed to be doing to kill the boss. And it took
This is his
multiple trial
channel.
and error attempts to figure out what it was you were supposed to be doing to actually be effective against those enemies. One startling thing that both of us noticed was that probably
Beg
I'd say almost 80 to
standard.
90% of the game, the combat isn't that difficult. It's pretty much you can go right through it.
It's very lax.
And then all of a sudden at the end, like the last hour and a half of gameplay,
It was just wave after wave of, and it wasn't even just one kind of enemy. It was like weak one.
Remember when
and
they
then
rage quit a Lego game? So
I
these
know
these are
of
two
that.
people. These are two people that rage quit a Lego game, by the way.
huge ones.
So don't
it's
let
just
their
the
opinion
difficulty ramps up all of a sudden where they
skew
really want you.
yours.
So all of a sudden, for the first time in the game, you have to learn about ammo management, weapon management, what weapon is most effective against what kind of enemy type, and it's really odd that for for
Nice,
the majority
thank
of the
you.
game,
Thank you for the
it's been this
burp.
kind of game that you could just sit there and kind of just like play through it without
Fast
much challenge.
speed.
What is this
And then all of a
posture?
sudden,
Yeah.
now you have to.
He's like
actually pay
leaning
attention to what
forward,
you're doing.
leaning
It's kind of
back.
a startling difficulty.
It's
spike
called
at the end of
being
the game.
slouched.
There is also some
pig
variety
mode.
in the gameplay in regards to there are some segments where you're like skateboarding or like I don't even know how to say it.
SSX.
Similar to like SSX where you're
We should do a reenactment of one of these. Yeah, we'll do the cat video. Where
Okay,
he
as
puts his
long as
arm around her. How do you like being here, honey? I like being here with Phil. We gotta do that.
I just don't want to do no panda noises. I can't do that on camera.
Running
That's
a
so
pipeline
fucking
or something
embarrassing.
Like that. It's like a third person over the shoulder
Autopsy
racing
clip.
kind of
Check
deal.
your Twitter,
There's also
okay.
some parts that are similar. Something I would want to say almost like Donkey
The
Kong Country,
hostage
where you
video?
have, like, using
She
a
looked
jetpack and you have to
so
dodge things,
uncomfortable
like,
in that
razor blades
video.
and things that are coming at you.
Yeah.
There is some variety. They've made an effort here to make it so it's not just running and shooting the whole
What
time.
is this?
Although probably about 80 to 90%
Okay,
of the
we'll
time
check
that's
that
what
out,
you're
I
doing regardless. So really, again, this is a game where there's puzzles, there's some combat, and they try to mix it up. The puzzles are pretty simplistic.
All right,
let's
we'll
be
see
honest. Most
after
of the
this.
puzzles in the game we were able to solve fairly quickly. It's not anything where you're going to be scratching your head for a while and be like, oh, how do I solve this? It's a really big brain twister or anything like that.
Bill's treating me while I'm not in
Like I
any
said, many times
danger.
It reminds me of Little Big Planet. It's platforming. It's that that jetpack level was totally Little Big
Think
Planet.
Little
Canyon
Big
was much
Planet.
A lot like it. It even has kind of a cheesy storyline ending.
Right, where it's not a serious kind of
Yeah,
deal.
it's
It's just like
definitely
a
not.
silly kind of ending and plot. So yeah, I do see
Man,
a lot
what
of
a hot
similarities.
review
It's an
this
action platformer,
is.
But it's not to be taken super seriously,
Man, these suck.
The one other
I gotta
aspect
say,
of the
after
game
watching
that
these for two sessions now, my two gaming sessions,
Video playlist, guys.
these
Here and
fucking
for
suck, bro.
Of animals, like my favorite peacock bunny.
Right, or some really ugly ones, like there's the giant
Like the ones I
heads,
let you
or
have.
yeah. So there's all these little
Her
animals
face
that are hidden
default,
throughout the
yeah.
game. Some of them are in plain sight.
Defaults to
Some of them
misery.
are
Look at that.
kind
There
of
it is.
off
There it is.
screen.
Yeah.
She was like smiling, and then boom, it's gone. Let's see. Smiling. Gone.
Screen, and you have to find the secret area to find them. And the more that you collect, you unlock these secret stages, okay, where it's like a puzzle stage. And once you complete all of these, you unlock a robotic suit that supposedly, I guess, is going to help you in the gameplay.
Yeah,
This-
they said that the final boss you can use it on or something.
Yeah, but we never got to it. We got every piece but the last one, and it was really disappointing that the entire game here we are.
People
we were making
actually
a solid
watch
effort
this,
to collect all these
unironically.
critters,
Yeah, we just missed the last
and then we
one.
just missed the last piece, and we're not even sure where that last hidden teleporter was to send us to this puzzle level to get.
How
the
is
final
this a
piece.
review?
Well, unfortunately, we didn't get to do it in our playthrough.
Yeah.
He's just
So
explaining
overall,
they got
Ratchet and
stuck.
Clank
Damn, we were
Yeah,
doing this.
yeah, that's,
a co-op style of game.
That's how I feel
Very
right
limited
now.
story, very limited character development. At this point, they assume assume you've played the other Ratchet.
It does kind of look like she's wearing a backpack.
Yeah, that's her little like school backpack. He's taking her to school after this video.
Gameplay, the cooperative style of the gameplay, which comes out in the puzzles, in the action, but to be honest, it's pretty
Again, honest. He says that a lot in these.
After a few hours of playing this game, it's just more of the same. And yeah, sure, you'll be fighting new enemy types, you'll be fighting bosses. The bosses are really some of the coolest parts of the game where the game shines, but
it's her safety harness.
Some more of these puzzles, I have to fight more of these enemies. You know, and
the Panda pack.
Like,
especially towards the end, it was the same puzzles multiple times.
Also, to be fair to the game, I've never played it, but to be fair, she would visit him for like a few days at a time, and they would sit down and record gameplay, and that would be like all they played for like days straight. And he's talking about how it gets boring after a while. It's like, you played it like hours and hours straight without stopping. So you probably just got, bored of the game.
Maybe
because
you should have kind of stopped for a little bit.
I don't know. It's weird to, use that in your review.
And for the length that it is, and when I think about it, we basically played it for four sittings, and a sitting for us is roughly 2 to 2.5 hours. So you're talking a game that's roughly 8 to 10 hours long. A game that gets repetitive after the first couple of hours, that's a huge
Sure, little calcium. Okay? Hell yeah, we'll get that on there.
And I think you'll probably agree with me. I think you've actually said this. This is a game.
Panda agrees with me.
And it's made for co-op. If you don't play co-op, not only is it going to be boring, but you're probably not going to like this game.
Yeah, you're going to hate it.
The reason the game shines is because, okay, let's think together on how to solve this puzzle. Let's act together on how to beat this enemy.
And you can play with all your friends. It'll be silly. You can play it at your friend's house, have a little party. 4 people can jump in. I'm sure it's hilarious with 4 people.
Right, and we unfortunately, we didn't get to play with 4 people, and it needs to be said that a lot of people are like, oh, why didn't you guys get Howard and John Rambo and all
these other people? Let's see. Hey, let's see what he has to say. Well, how come you didn't get John Rambo?
People were like, oh, why didn't you guys get Howard and John Rambo and all these other people?
Because he's spending time with his girlfriend.
You think that's what he's going to say?
He's spending time with my girlfriend, you idiots.
Yeah, I think so too.
Play the game well. The bottom line is this. We all are individual people.
The bottom line is thus.
We all have our own lives. We can't always coordinate our schedules to sit down and play an 8 to 10 hour game fully through. And John Rambo didn't want to play this game.
This was the shit. No, he's lying. This is something John mentioned in the shit. It was like Mario Party. John mentioned in like that video where DSP on video would say like, John Rambo doesn't want to play this.
Oh, and he never actually asked him.
He never asks him. And it's like he just puts the blame on John just so that you can't blame him.
That's so weird.
Yeah, that's just the thing he did. So, hey, shout out John Rambo. It's another game that DSP just says you didn't want to play. But yes, John Rambo would love to play the PlayStation Move games and the Kinect games. But apparently his tolerance for games stops at Ratchet and Clank. All for one.
He will never play Ratchet.
Yes, it's not that DSP didn't ask him and is just throwing blame on him. It's that John Rambo doesn't want to play it. Yes, very believable.
Months ago, every time that we were doing co-op, I've recommended
she was banging Rambo.
He was like,
that's a theory, all right.
Do it. So that's why he wasn't there, And even though it's sometimes ideal to play a game like this with maximum of 4 players, it's not always possible. So for what it is, when we played it 2-player, what we can say is this is a game geared towards co-op. And if you like co-op games, this is going to be a relatively fun game.
I think he's done that in every video.
If you like these games, you'll like this game.
If you like X, you will like X. He's done that in every single video we've seen.
So it's really going to depend on the experience that you have with your friends or whoever you're playing this game with. More along the lines of that rather than just focusing on the game.
The chat's getting saucy.
For me,
about Rambo.
I think this game really is probably a rent for anyone, honestly.
A rent.
Why would you want to spend $60 for a game that really is just based around repetitive gameplay, no real story? By the way, there's no replayability really either. Why would you want to play through the game again once you beat it?
Why do you play it with different friends?
But I don't see going back through that whole thing just for that.
Just for that, and of course you don't even know where it is, so you're gonna have to keep replaying the same stages.
Oh my God, she doesn't
like
have her own opinion.
She's trying.
No, she's just agreeing with him. Everything he says, she just adds on.
Hey, remember, she was like freshly 18 here.
I'm not blaming her. I'm just saying it's
a few months into 18.
It's such a weird dynamic because you can see he's just talking.
Are we Steve of the Dead?
And she's just agreeing with him. She's just going along with what he's saying. Like she's
the power dynamic kind of thing.
It's very weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Very strange.
It's not. So, Ratchet and Clank All for One. It's a game. If you're looking for a cooperative experience with your friends, it's fun. but it's
We
really
can
not.
do like a psychological
great,
deep
especially
dive
with a
into
lot of
this
other co-op games that come out
relationship
over the
here.
Yeah, it's called
Into both.
We
pedophilia.
just had Rayman
Hey,
Origins.
whoa,
which
whoa,
was
whoa,
really
whoa.
outstanding one.
I love Rayman.
In 2010,
Alleged,
and
alleged.
Being a
really
weird
outstanding
fucking
co-op
guy.
game. There's a lot of
Alleged.
this kind of game that have come out over the past few years that basically
But yes.
outshines this one. And so for me, this would be a game that if you're really dying for a cooperative experience because there's nothing else out there, it's worth a rant. But for everyone else, it's probably
Dude.
going to be a skip.
A rant?
It's
So for me,
literally
personally, watching,
grooming.
you know what? Let's ask
Hey,
you,
we don't know
what would you rate
that.
this
We don't
game?
know that
On
for
1 to 10 scale, what are your
sure.
final thoughts on the
But
game?
you're
It's
probably
it's
right.
allegedly literally
Because
grooming.
you gotta play a co-op, so it's never gonna be a single player.
Yeah, now she's just gonna
Forged
repeat
death
what he
with
said.
VR.
Yep.
That's
Plus,
hot.
it was really weird. During the gameplay, we ran into a lot of glitches.
That is true, and we haven't mentioned that.
A lot of glitches. Like when I
How
kept
is it that
spawning
every
on the one
game this guy
platform, I kept
plays
falling,
that
we were there for like
happens?
5 minutes before I could even get out. We had health
Yep.
bar glitches.
We had during the last boss fight, one of the enemies just disappeared from the screen, and we were forced to kill ourselves in order to start from the last checkpoint. 'Cause if we
Stop
quit, we
combing
were
your
gonna
hair
start the
back.
boss fight over. So
Hey,
thank God
I gotta say one thing. He isn't holding a game case in this one. So that's a plus.
we were able to kill ourselves.
It's true.
There's
Start
no
from the
game
last
case
checkpoint. So that
touching
is-
and holding
mentioned
and
there are also a
waving.
significant amount of game bugs that
And
can
the
hinder your
critter that was
experience.
stuck in the ground.
Yep, critters stuck in a wall, stuck in the ground.
Yeah, respawning on
Walls.
falling
Oh,
platforms.
I hate this
So lots
video.
of those
I
kind
hate
of
everything
issues.
about this.
Why?
Is there anything else you wanna
It
say
just
about the
makes me
game
feel
before we-
uncomfortable.
Come on, honey. What do you think?
Somebody
What do you
said-
think, honey? What?
Darksea said he trained her to complain about glitches, and it just feels like he trained her to say these things that just exactly she has the same opinion as him. The exact same opinion as him.
It's like a power dynamic thing. She
I
kind
know.
of just agreed with him because like she looked up to him kind of thing. You know, she was a fan. That's what it was.
No, I think she.
What?
I don't know. It just seems like he's talking, and she's just like she's just zoning out while he's talking, like just to let him speak.
Yeah, I guess.
So lots of those kind of issues.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you want to say about the game before we?
Come on, honey. What do you got to say?
Well, yeah, there's lots of glitches. You definitely got.
Hey, imagine if you asked this to Kat though. She wouldn't say anything. She would say, "I don't know what to say." So at least Panda said
I
something.
say with the more people, probably the better.
Yeah, because she didn't know any better.
Probably because we're chaotic.
Yeah,
that's
and,
for sure.
and yeah, and just be prepared for that last bit. It just gets ridiculous. It's just waves constantly. You can see in the playthrough, just walking wave,
Mhm.
another wave,
And that's
another
a,
wave.
that's
You
a
can
good point,
speak
because
now,
for a game
honey.
That seems like it's not that taking that seriously.
Exactly.
It's a silly plot. It's more like
Controlling
a party game
partner,
with
yeah.
friends. All of a sudden now it gets hard at the
Yeah.
end, and it's like, why would you
She
have
doesn't want
such a
dinner
sharp
withheld.
difficulty spike? Why not? If you're gonna do that, at least gradually increase, so you eventually start to realize, okay, I need to start managing my ammo. I need to start figuring out what
See
weapons
his
are the best
nodding.
against
Yeah,
this
when she
enemy.
speaks, he just nods along.
75% through the game,
I mean, she's doing the same thing when
through
he's
the game,
speaking,
We
to be
really
fair.
hadn't even been managing
Let me
weapons.
see.
Like we were
Yeah.
just using the regular blaster for a lot of the game,
Yeah.
because most enemies would just go down like nothing to the regular blaster.
Yeah, especially when it got upgraded.
So it's turning into a
Right, so,
psychological
Really,
psychoanalysis.
in my opinion, Ratchet and Clank, good for couch co-op, but outside of that, it's really not worth even checking
God,
out.
they
A
just
lot of people
repeated
who've been
themselves.
Watching the playthrough said it really doesn't even play that much like a traditional Ratchet and Clank game. They're disappointed that this was the newest installment of the Ratchet and Clank series because they were looking for a new game at the core of the
Yeah,
series.
she's trying to be
Really didn't get that
relatable,
here.
not
In my
wanting to
opinion,
argue with
I
them.
did enjoy it. Let me put it this way: I did enjoy playing it as a co-op game. So I can't fault the game for doing pretty decently what it sets out to do, just be a co-op
Oh
game.
my
But in
God.
this day and age,
Get on with
especially
it,
when you're
dude.
taking a well-known franchise like Ratchet and Clank, you should be doing more. You should be striving to do better, and really they fall flat, especially again in comparison to a lot of the co-op games that
Not
have come
me,
out in the
though.
past
I don't
couple
have
of
to
years that have
strive to
done
do
way
better.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, it's slightly above average in the fact that
Bothering
it is
me too,
Ratchet and Clank.
Darksea.
You do have a wide variety of weapons. You will
Like
have a lot of fun
one
if you're playing with friends.
part of his
So I
head
give Ratchet
that's
and Clank
not
over one of
flattening.
5.5. But it's
Is
just
this?
not great.
Is
It's not even
this?
to run out to buy it. In my opinion, it's pretty much only worth a rant.
Why are you pointing out more of them?
10 hours with your friends. Once you're done, and you're probably never going to play it again. It's going to be collecting dust on your
Whoa,
shit.
when you beat the game, you're done with the game.
Okay, so that's it
Whoa.
for the Hateful Truth
It's a
video
hot
game
take.
review
Get up and
series.
fuck with the
This
camera.
time,
He's just gonna
I
make
hope you
a
enjoyed
noise
this
at the end of the
installment
Yes.
Of
Yes.
Maximum Truth and Minimum Bullshit, and now you know a lot more about this game and whether or not you'll be interested in
Bullshit. You see
picking it
that?
up.
Yep.
Installment of
Yeah.
Maximum Truth and Minimum Bullshit, and now you know a lot more about this game and whether or not you'll be interested in picking it up.
Yep.
In the future, for games that we do co-op
Damn,
on, we will be
sneak
looking
this.
to do Hateful Truth reviews.
And he
Now,
didn't
keep in
edit
mind,
the
we
video,
only
so he
do
didn't even know
reviews
she
on
did
game.
that.
So a lot of people are already saying like, oh, they've played a couple pieces of Mario Party. Will they be reviewing it? Well, we have to basically play the whole game, which we haven't had a chance to do.
Yeah.
We have to
Basically.
unlock everything, and so if there are games where we sit down and we play through the whole thing, yeah, we might do reviews. But just like with me, when I do Hateful Truth reviews solo, it's not fair to review a game until you have a chance to experience the entire game.
Yeah.
So we will be doing more of these in the future for the games that we play, but it's not going to be everything. Okay, so that's it. Hope you enjoyed
What a
the
great
episode, and we'll see
review.
you next time for the Hateful Truth video game.
God,
What did
these
they
are
even
terrible.
say? I
Oh,
already
he
for-
didn't. Hey, he didn't get up and fuck with the camera. Oops.
Oh,
Click
he
back.
did edit it.
Yeah, he had to add the machinima logo. So you see, so he had to do something. I sent proof this is not true. Yeah, I see your video. So let's. Can I watch this? Is this it's a 10-minute video? Take that DSP. Wait. What is this video? Oh, she's making a character. Okay, we'll check it out for a bit. Let's see. Well, here, we'll do this.
So apparently my wall.
So this is, guys, this is a deleted video from Pandalee. Since her channel is gone, she's making a character in Saints Row 4. Oh, that's what this is.
Decided in all his infinite wisdom to make a female on the Saints Row 4.
Oh. Okay, hold up.
So apparently my waffle decided in all his infinite
Waffle is DSP, in case you don't know.
wisdom to make a female on the Saints Row 4 inauguration station. And he made a slutty She-Hulk. And I was all like, oh no, you ain't going there, motherfucker. You are
Waffle.
not going there, Waffle. And he's all like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go there. She's gonna have big boobs. And they're gonna be bouncing around all over me, all wet and disgusting.
Is this a joke?
But I ain't even mad. I ain't even fucking mad.
I can't
But
tell.
you know
with your
what?
voice.
You can play that game, motherfucker. We're gonna make fucking Mandingo. And I'm gonna spite you, and you're gonna be jealous. And then you can grovel for my attention. Why am I accepting something that's already there? Yeah, do you like this?
Was she actually upset?
Rattle you, Phil? Hell yeah, he's gonna be buff as fuck.
Oh my god, this is
Hell
like
yeah.
psychology.
He could be as dark as-
Steve watched
he could
this
be
video.
dark
This is so
as
weird.
fucking purple, motherfucker. Where the God damn, I can't stop the scrolling.
I've never seen this.
Yeah, it's gonna be that dark. He's gonna have a thong tan too. He's gonna be young as hell, and he's gonna. That is barely anything, but you know what? Does this get your rocks off? Huh? Is this stuff that you like to do, Phil? To make overly sexed out characters?
She's
I ain't
actually
even
mad.
motherfucker.
Is she
ain't
actually
mad.
mad? I can't tell.
She keeps saying she's not mad.
We're gonna have a large
Bro,
scar
what is
that
this
gets
video?
Hardcore like that. Which one's a good one?
She's genuinely upset that DSP made a girl character in Saints Row 4.
Ugh, gross. Now let's go for a small scar. I didn't even see where that one was. Well, whatever. He's not
This
getting
is
me, you know why?
interesting,
He's hot.
I guess, to say the
This is
least.
who I like, Phil.
This is who I like, Phil.
Gonna have delicious, dark, sensuous Hershey eyes, okay?
Bro, what is this?
Fuck you, Phil.
Yeah, I think she's actually mad.
When was
He's gonna be the sexiest character ever.
No
jealous,
date.
Phil?
No date. Oh, Saints Row 4 though. What's Saints Row 4 came out when?
Gonna fight for my honor. So he thinks it's okay that he can just make a man.
2013, August 20.
Whoops. He thinks
So
it's
around
okay
then.
that he can make a freaking
I
sexed
understand
up
this.
She-Hulk chick, and then I was gonna be okay with it.
Like,
Well, bitch,
What,
I'm
she's
fabulous.
upset?
yeah, because he's the only person
Don't
that
even
she's
need to-
ever been with.
Oh, you're thinking of it like psychologically.
Yeah, like I can see why she would get upset about this. You have to remember she's
10 years ago,
She's very young.
She's what?
This is her
18,
first,
19?
probably like her first serious relationship.
She's offended.
Yeah, because he built like a character.
We gotta see who he built. Here, I'll
That
play
had,
it.
like-
Look anywhere else. You could have done me, and it would have been all good. But no.
Oh.
You had to go.
Yeah. Listen to
And I was gonna
this.
be okay with it. Okay, that he can make a freaking sexed up She-Hulk chick, and then I was gonna be okay with it. Well, bitch, I'm fabulous. You don't even need to look anywhere else. You could have done me, and it would have been all good. But no, you had to go into the dirtiest areas of your dirty, filthy, disgusting mind. You had to go there,
God.
and now this is what you get.
Oh, here it
This
is.
is what you get. Yeah, and I'm gonna play with this guy. And I'm gonna comment about his delicious six-pack and
Bro.
his tender sausage and.
Bruh.
Bro!
You know
like
what?
speechless
you know what?
right now.
I ain't even mad. I ain't even mad.
I don't even know what to
Portion of
say.
ass out there for you to eat.
I mean, See,
Okay,
this is fun. Look.
I wonder if I can afford
this is who
anything.
DSP made.
They changed out my outfit. This is bullshit. I want my fucking original
So he made this
outfit,
lady.
man. Oh, I was the presidential suit? What the fuck happened to my
This
outfit?
is what she was upset by. And you're saying like psycho analyze, like she was genuinely
She's
upset?
probably feeling really insecure
Whoa, wait
because he made a character that looked like that and he was bringing attention to it, and she's dating him. That's probably the first time that he ever
Damn,
did something
bro,
like
that's
that.
fucking weird. Anyways, I think you guys get it. She was very upset. Okay, so we'll move on past this, I guess. That's some hot gold dust. I'll post it in the chat in case you guys want to watch that on your own time. It's a hot deleted Pandalee video.
Yeah, exactly. He probably didn't pay enough attention to her. I think.
Yeah.
I think
It gets darker. Oh no. You have a timestamp? I'll leave it open. You got a timestamp though? Anyways, we got another clip someone recommended we watch. It's brand new and leet and 1337. Maximili's reflection on DSP / the detractor community / getting banned from 2 chats. This is from today. So this is brand new. I have not seen this.
Dude on Twitter is like, he really wants to, like, I don't know. He wants to make me look bad.
Who is this? I don't know who this is. Someone recommended it. Hot off the presses. I don't know who this is. My guy, it's not that serious. Oh, okay. Context in the description. I'm sorry you were banned from my chat and you feel as though you should be present and able to chat at length about DSP and how much you epically owned him. So this is someone who got banned in Ann Leet's chat, I guess. This is so out of context for me. I don't know who this is. I mean, before the context, I guess.
Goes to Twitter. Yeah. How many people watch his streams? I don't know. I think it was like 300 in there last night.
Okay.
But he has like 1,000 subscribers or something like that.
Looking for attention?
That doesn't matter.
Sure.
He posts this picture from he's in my Discord, right under like an alt account. He's like, how does one become a Discord baddie? Just wondering, since this place is full of questionable aged individuals. First of all the baddies with that role in my Discord I either know in real life or I've played like GTA with. Second of all, like, I tried being nice to this guy. Like, I don't know why he really wants to come after me. If anyone's questionable with some underage shit,
what? I don't know what's
fucking
happening.
stream.
I don't know this drama.
As a VTuber, you're a grown man whose avatar is a teenaged anime girl. If anyone's doing some questionable shit, it's you, my guy.
Oh, you're talking about
Get the fuck out of here with that, man. It's fucking wild.
Who is that?
He's literally trying to like find anything that he can just like trying to make me look bad or something. I don't even. It's crazy. I tried being nice, man. Like, whatever, man.
When did he try being nice?
I guess today. I don't know. This
He's
is
jealous.
today.
No, he's not. He's not jealous. He's just one of those people that likes to. I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't. I don't even want to.
Things that went to and stream after being banned.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
So he's upset that he got banned?
No, Bear. It's not. It's not DSP's like followers. It's the detractor community because I pissed them off by donating.
We're being called out.
Detractor, someone who like I don't know.
Guys, he's shit talking you.
Just likes them. I don't even know the definition.
All you in chat.
Just working
calling
against them.
you
I
out.
don't know. Yeah, I ignore them. Yeah, for sure.
I ignore them. That's
I
why
just
I'm
don't know what
talking
his
about
objective is here. You know.
How long does this go on? Skip right over.
I just like a couple bucks.
I skip your video.
But what do I know? I don't know. I could be wrong.
He kept super chatting DSP.
Yeah,
right there.
And he's upset that he got banned.
Yes.
Entertaining content, like it's funny, but at the same time, like you're keeping him relevant by doing that.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
And being in his streams. Like if you go to his stream and he has 400 or 500 people in there, it's got to be at least half of those people. At least half of those people are.
Yeah, it's more.
There to like clown on him.
Yeah, because it's funny. It's entertaining. Anyways, so that's that, I guess. And with that, we're gonna stop the stream here. I'll play you off with this hot video. And thank you guys for joining me.
Ridiculously sexed up
Hopefully this is
characters.
very
I ain't
sultry for
even
you.
mad,
I'm
bitch.
gonna play you
I
off.
ain't even mad.
Okay? Thank you guys. Thanks for the members. Thank you for everybody joining me. Thank
You
you.
know what? We'll give him a kung fu
And,
break. How about that?
Enjoy the video, I guess. See you guys. Thank you.
Oh, what was it? Where was that thing? Where is it? What was his hairdo? There, yeah, textured afro. And we're gonna give him porn stash because he needs one. He's gonna have some beautiful natural eyebrows. But what the fuck is this? No.
A lot of people in the press are asking when I'm going to disclose my tax.
And-
On the campaign trail, I said I was going to...
For today marks a new day for our country.
And
On the campaign trail, I said I was going to accomplish something. My fellow Americans.
And because he's black, we gotta
Sir.
bring it down a little. Oh god, watch him right out, dude. Do that.
It's all good. Thank you very much. Good, Steve. Glad to see you.
Yeah, we're gonna do that
Like
one.
that? You're just a dirty little whore.
Yeah. There is it. Does this make you happy, Phil? Does this make you happy? Is this what gets you off? Didn't need a hat. Didn't need a hat. Didn't need glasses either. To have the parachute because it's awesome. Now let's see. Let's see what. And for underwear. Yeah. Do you like this, Phil? Does this make you happy? I don't think so. Some equally sexed up pants. You know what? No pants. Yeah. How's this feel, Phil? And you know what? We're not done. He's rebellious, so we're gonna give him a little bit of a tattoo. No, he's not gonna get back tattoo. He's gonna get arm ones. always get in the spirit of the wolf, because dudes love tribal tats for some reason. And we'll give him the Saints Forever tattoo. Yeah! Oh yeah, Phil. Drink it in. This is the kind of man I need, since apparently the kind of woman you need is a sexed out, yoked out, bazonga She-Hulk. This is what I need. Yeah. And you know what? I'm gonna spite you again. There. How's that feel? Yeah, look at that. Uploaded, motherfucker. Look at it. And I'm gonna run around, but look at that. Drink it in. Drink it in. Drink it in. This is the kind of man I need. You gonna fight for me, Waffle? You gonna fight for me now? Why did you have to make it She-Hulk? I need some Nutella and a nap. Yoked out bazongas.